Oh, sorry.
Hello, hello. Tom, you're always grooving to the
Always
music.
grooving.
So, it is Monday again. Yes, I know that thumbnail.
It is a
Lonely
really good
Garden.
one. It's really good.
All right, your Dragonmount rewatch crew is here. We've got Tom, who is running everything. We've got
The
Crystal, who is
master.
just lovely. And then,
Thank you.
guys, we have a special guest.
Ooh, you know what that means? You know what that means?
Yes, yes, do it, do it, do it.
Look, here comes an awesome guest.
Reverse.
That's
And I
you guys.
It's
I
never
want you
gonna get
guys,
old.
it's never gonna
I
get
don't
old.
think so.
Look at this robe he is wearing though, guys. Check this out. We've got the
Oh wait,
Dragon
hold
Reborn
on.
with us today.
We gotta really see that robe. We gotta just let's look basking in all
Look
that
at this.
glorious.
Behold.
Oh,
I'm actually super stoked that I can actually fit it again. It's been a long
nice.
time.
Oh, congratulations, sir.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was in
That's
my
a lot of
closet
fun.
for like decades because I got too fat to wear it. So
I feel
You
that
know
I used to
what?
be 420 pounds.
hey, well, you beat me. I was just over 400 at my largest. I accused my ex
Congratulations.
at the time of fattening me up. And you know what? Here's the messed up thing. She admitted to it.
Ooh.
Yeah,
She said she was going to make me so fat that no other woman would want me.
I mean, some of us are petty like that. Some of us are petty like that. I try to keep mine under control.
You got to be careful. You can't let yourself be too petty.
Well, so that is the thing. I save it up, and it takes a lot for the petty to come out. So by the time you get the petty, you had several warnings.
I saw that
and you
comment.
didn't.
Hold on.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is. Arosa knows.
Don't mind. Don't worry. I didn't forget my Tirangria. In case I have to go into Teleron Riod, I've got it ready. You know.
All right.
That is my theory on what that is. What it is in the main. Well, what its main purpose is in the show is that it's the Teleron Riod focus.
Oh, okay. It's not a Shamael's like he's, trying to quit smoking or something. So he's just like snapping it with his finger every now and then.
Age of Legends Chantix.
That explains a lot about a Shamael.
Right?
And
my first theory was that it was a status marker for people who had earned their third names. But then I'm pretty sure that I saw that Lanfear had one as well. So, and we know that she never earned hers. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually don't remember
now. About whether she had one?
What would they not need, Gnomen Garden? Oh, it's Luke.
No,
what up, Luke?
I know what they're talking about. They wouldn't technically need a ring or one of the focus rings.
That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true.
But like what I've mainly settled on now is that it's sort of like just a general purpose focus for the one power. So just to make weaving easier. Obviously they're all super powerful and really skilled. So even without it, they probably could still weave faster than most people could talk. But but it's just something to make it easier. Just like,
like Maureen's or stone.
Yeah.
I'm still leaning toward that it might be an Angreal or maybe just some other unknown Terangrial that we don't know what it is yet.
Yeah, it's definitely something. It's not just a piece of jewelry, obviously.
Yeah. Because they seem to use them. Well, not use them, but they're around a lot here. I got a picture.
Yeah. All of the Aes Sedai we've seen from the Age of Legends so far have had one,
including Lews Therin.
Yep.
There we go.
Every single one, and they all wear them on the same hand.
Yep. Always in the left hand. It does look like a rubber band. It does straight up look like a rubber band. I did not think that. I did not think that until Arosa said that. Yeah. That's hilarious.
So, Elf Witch said maybe it's a well. Maybe it's a place for them to store power in case they are.
That's interesting.
Like, you know what I mean? Like in case something happens and they can't reach their own. They can't reach the source. They can use the well. Which I think. would make a lot of sense in a time where there's tons of Aes Sedai, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's tons of Aes Sedai, and maybe during the time where some of them we're not all on the same team anymore. So
that's true, but I don't think she earned that one technically. She just sort of gave herself that one.
She's still one behind all the other Forsaken that had 3 names. So
yep, and of course she's salty as hell about it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. What is Lanfear not salty about?
Nothing. Literally nothing.
It's a wild Avienda.
It's
a wild Avi. Yeah, this is Avienda reverse.
That's the true
she is my
Avienda.
Youngest.
You're not out there dancing the spears already, are you?
Well, she dances. She dances, but she is a dancer. But now she needs to go to bed because she was just in the studio for 3 hours today. So
that's funny. That's really cool that you named Avienda.
You know what? It sounds like a good idea, but then you have a Maiden of the Spear you're trying to raise.
You know what, Mo? Like that. I mean, like the simplest answer is usually the right one. So
it probably is. Yeah, I was just thinking that too. It's like we're overthinking this.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know what? That probably is what it is. It probably was. Yeah. It probably was just to signify that they got their 3rd name.
But wait, no, I'm gonna have to say Mode's probably wrong because I just thought of something.
What?
Doesn't Lanfear hate being called Aes Sedai?
Yes.
I don't think
in the books.
I don't know about in the show yet though.
Yeah. Well, but that was that. I feel like that was after everything went down, and maybe even after they saw what Aes Sedai turned into. Yeah. I feel like during the time when she was an Aes Sedai, she was fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we talked about this before too. I think all of the Forsaken were Aes Sedai, but I always okay, they were. All right. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, they were all Aes Sedai because anybody who channeled and trained in it was basically an Aes Sedai. It wasn't this strict. It wasn't this strict. You got to pass this test. You've got to pass this test because we're going to war at some point. Because there wasn't.
They didn't even know
anything to fight against.
War.
I got excited because I just checked the Twitch watch party thing, and it's working
and
this
week.
It's working. I got excited.
All right.
Oh, and I always have to point out this because people never get to see behind the curtain my little wall of green.
Oh yeah. So speaking of, let's introduce you a little bit better. So
yes.
ReverseBLT. So Reverse, I saw a lot of your posts about Wheel of Time, and I think you had tagged Dragonmount in something at some point, and that's why I was like, oh, this dude looks cool. And then I watched a couple of your Andor videos, and I was like, I like this dude. I'm gonna have him on the show.
I was actually just editing episode 10 of Andor before we started.
So is this? Are you? I can't remember. Are you watching it for the first time, or is this a rewatch also that you're going through?
For the first time. I don't put up any rewatches on the channel.
Okay.
I'm actually about to break that rule though, because after Andor is over, I'm going to watch the stuff that feeds into Ahsoka.
Okay.
So and the only thing I've seen out of the animation that feeds into it were the first 6 seasons of the Clone Wars. So I'm going to rewatch those and actually put up. I don't know exactly what the shape of those videos will be like, but they'll kind of be reactions because it has been a long time since I've seen them. So I'm sure I will actually have some reactions to them. But yeah, I generally don't like to do stuff that I've seen already because I figure I'm not really going to have an actual reaction to it. And I don't really know if I can do a structured enough analysis video, which is what it would probably end up becoming if I tried to do anything. But we'll see. Experiments. I like to experiment. You know.
So this is what you do, Reverse. You invite guests for rewatches, and then you can have conversations.
Because then that's a new conversation that you get to have.
I get you.
And then we could just lean on them to do all of the talking.
So I could do sort of like what I did with The Expanse, because I guess that technically did count as a rewatch because it was with my mom and the focus was on her reactions to it. But I was technically there, but it was mainly just me sitting here trying not to let my face spoil anything. like when big scenes would come up, I would kind of like my chair back a little bit, so I was a little behind her, so she couldn't see my facial reactions.
That's funny.
But yeah, so yeah, I guess that does make sense. Yeah, maybe I'll try that.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm definitely looking forward to it. I've heard a lot of good things about the different animated shows that came out after Clone Wars.
So good.
Yeah,
so good.
I
Oh, wait,
still
so
have
you
to watch
haven't
Rebels.
seen you haven't seen
Rebels.
Rebels?
I haven't seen any of it. Like not Bad Batch, not Rebels, not Vision,
So
nothing.
So good.
I've been saying I was gonna watch Rebels, and we've been watching Ahsoka, and I was like, I gotta see more Chopper. Like this is I just love the droid.
I'm saying I'm like Chopper is literally my favorite.
And the ornerier the droid, the better. Because I'm telling y'all, R2-D2 cussed through all 6 movies. He
did, but Chopper had some beat. Chopper had some beat.
That's the vibe. That is the vibe I was getting. But you know, R2 was stressed out dealing with these Skywalker boys. Then he was stuck at C-3PO, and then here comes little BB-8. Like, what? I'm babysitting now. So
anytime you have a droid who only speaks in bleeps and boops,
binary.
They're cursing 90% of the time. I guarantee.
Yeah. Yes, and I love it.
No,
trying to get you. It's all nerd from one side to another, right, Hopper?
So here's the reality. When we're not talking about Wheel of Time, normally when we're watching other shows, we bring it back to Wheel of Time. Like we
always.
I
just love him. I love him. Sorry.
Is that Chopper? Did you just
that is Chopper.
Yes, that is Chopper.
This is Chopper, yeah.
What show is
and he's just Rebels.
This is Ahsoka, I believe. No, that's Ahsoka.
Yeah, that's Ahsoka. That was Ahsoka.
Yeah.
But he's in Rebels. Like that's Yeah.
So that's where he was introduced. Yeah. He's an astromech just like R2-D2, but he's a different, number.
Yeah. But he is hilarious. And I just love the fact that they're hilarious. And I don't know what they're watching Ahsoka. I'm like, I think I understood that. I think I understood what Chopper said.
It's because it's not actually binary that he's speaking. It's not bleeps and boops. It's Dave Filoni, and then they garble him.
Oh, okay. Because I thought I was hearing some words in there, kind of like when you hear a toddler talk, but it's not your toddler. So I think I know what that word is.
Hopper, you don't have it in you to be a dick. I don't think I've ever seen you be a dick ever, even in like jest. So I'm just going to take that.
Give him a minute.
All
right. He's going to score like the Eagles.
Though recently, Reverse, you've been doing a lot of Wheel of Time content. This is your last video that you had up. So
my very concerned face for poor Egg.
I like the shirt underneath too. It looks, I don't know why, but it makes me think of like Bram Stoker's Dracula, but that's the thing that jumped out at me.
Yeah, I was going for the whole the way the Ishii and the other ancient Aes Sedai dress kind of. That was the closest I could get to it with what I have.
I liked it. It was good.
Well, thank you.
All right, so we're going to get ready to turn it on over on Twitch soon. So if anyone wants to join us on Twitch with the watch party, I'm going to just let you guys know now so that you have a chance to queue it up over on Twitch as well. If you're watching in both places, thank you. If you haven't followed us over on Twitch and or on YouTube, make sure to go give us a follow on Twitch and YouTube. We are at Dragonmount.com on both of those places. And while you're at it, let me get Reverse's stuff. Yeah, I have all your links, your Patreon, your Discord. His Discord is pretty active, actually.
Is it? I'm gonna get better at Discord. I've got so many like things going off, and I'm like, what is this? I'm so old. What is this?
I had Discord for 2 years. No, more than 2 years. I had a Discord back when because I started out streaming on Twitch way back years ago, streaming Destiny. You know?
Ooh. Oh
wow! My son loves that game.
Well, I'm one of those gamers who only has 2 modes. I'm either supernaturally good at the game or the worst player you've ever seen. And I never know which one I'm going to be on a given day. So sometimes I'll go in. Back when I played Destiny, I'd go in and I go into Crucible and just be headshotting everybody left and right and leading the board. And then the next literally the next round, I'm dying to everything, and it's like I've never shot anything in a game before. And so like when I would play the game, I would just like basically that was kind of like the fun thing I would do. Is just like basically come watch a guy who will randomly be like killing everything and then run backwards off a platform and fall to his death. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I had. You know, but like I got a Discord then because everybody kept saying, well, if you're going to be streaming on Twitch, you need a Discord. And so I got it. I had no idea what to do with it, and it literally just sat there for years. And I finally, someone reminded me, again, when I was doing YouTube, and they're like, "Oh, do you have a Discord?" I was like, "Oh, you know what? I do." But I still didn't know what to do with it for forever. It's like
sounds like the Dragonmount Discord. I don't know what to do with it.
Those little menu things on the side now in my Discord. Those literally, I only put them there. I think maybe 5 or 6 months ago. Because it took me that long to realize how to organize the damn thing. It's crazy.
It's all a process.
I get it. Like someone's trying to get me to start putting things up on TikTok too, and I'm like, I literally.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm not learning any more technology.
I refuse. I got a TikTok.
I know you do, and I can watch, but I cannot do anything. But reverse. Right. It's such a short amount of time. But reverse, the way you play Destiny is pretty much how I approach life every day. I might be great at it today. I might walk backwards off a cliff. We'll see what happens at the end of the day.
That's how it works. Some days you go to stir your coffee and literally throw your cup across the room.
No, it's ridiculous. But the fact that I've lived this long and not like taking anybody out by mistake, that's because I tell you what. Yeah, but also for a while there, they probably shouldn't have been letting me drive. I'm going to say that they probably shouldn't have been letting me drive, but they gave it to me. I get distracted sometimes. And if you ask my husband, so many cars, so many totaled cars.
Hopper, you can mute one of them. Mute one of the places, silly pants. Yeah. All right, I think that's enough time for people to. Yeah. So I'm gonna start the watch party over on Twitch. If you are not following along if you're not doing the watch party on Twitch, that's fine. I'll do a call out of like the timing of the episode randomly throughout the episode, either when Arosa or somebody yells at me in chat, or when I remember. We'll see what happens.
I should have this open on Twitch as well, so I can watch along.
If you would like to join the watch party, then yes. If not, you could just queue it up on your own.
Yeah. So because I'm not watching in the watch party, I'm just queuing it up on my TV.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a second.
Yeah.
It's entirely
Prime's
up to
been
you.
acting a little funny. I had a hard time getting to season 2 tonight.
Yeah.
I had to close the app and It's been funky.
I don't know what's going on over there. I know they're getting ready for some Prime days again, so I don't know if they're focused more on the shopping side. I mean, I'm getting ready for it. I'm focused on the shopping side because Christmas is coming.
the last.
Yes, ma'am.
So reverse, we've done a bunch of these rewatches. Like we did a bunch of different shows. It is now like a thing that whenever we do watch parties on Prime and not Disney Plus, it's just terrible. We've had so many different bad experiences with Amazon Prime's watch party feature that I don't even know where to start.
We had issues with Disney every now and then again too. Like there were some times where I couldn't, and so you know what? I'll go back. That might have been me.
It's that technology again.
I'm getting too old. I am Gen X. We had took in a lot of technology real fast, and our brains have slowed down. And I'm like, okay, there can't be more.
No, take your time, man.
No. I went to Twitch and I see what you're talking about. Yeah, there's like a couple second delay, and so it was like doing this weird echo thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
You could just mute. You can mute us and not mute the watch party, so you'll be fine. You'll want to lower the volume for sure because it'll be loud as hell. But you'll be able to listen to the show without having to listen to us through Twitch as well.
But I will say, if you are not doing the watch party and you're watching on your own screen, turn the captions on. You learn things.
See, I have no idea what to do with Blue Sky, Arosa. Someone invited me to Blue Sky. I'm on it, but
I'll wait for you to figure it out.
Isn't Blue Sky also Twitter?
Yeah, it's not owned by Twitter, but it's
I thought it was.
no, it's not. It's an independent thing, but it's so the watch party, if you're watching on Twitch, Dark 2, it will just pop up like when I start it. I haven't started yet. I'm gonna give a countdown for those who aren't doing it through Twitch. So I'm gonna start it right now, actually. So I'm going to start clicking play now. The countdown doesn't really matter. I will give you the count of the episode when it starts, because like it has to load and then tell me that it's starting. And then it starts differently for everybody because it hates us. But I'll yell out what, like, oh, okay. It says watch party begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, it started.
Are you doing the recap or?
Yeah. I always leave the recap on.
Okay. I think I accidentally skipped it, so I'll wait. Let me know when it gets past the recap.
I will. I will give the announcement for the time.
I wonder if they're like, so have all the episode titles been chapter titles so far, or is it just me?
I think so.
I don't remember those chapter titles.
Because this one is definitely a chapter title, but it's from book 1, Eyes Without Pity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's about the ravens or crows, I guess, in book 1, when they first encounter the crows and
right.
Find out the eyes for the dark one.
The watch party feature is because Amazon also owns Twitch, because they own most things that Google doesn't already own.
Summon that mouse.
It is over now. We are at 1 minute and 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Rena is just walking into the room.
Oh shit! It did do the. I'm sorry, I just cursed, but like,
you're good. You're good.
I went to start play again, and it went to the freaking recap again.
Okay.
See, skip. Reverse, you'll learn very quickly that Noman Garden is our resident encyclopedia. Yeah. He keeps us all on our toes and all very honest.
Yeah.
And we love him for it.
It's good to have somebody that keeps you honest.
Yes. So
but can we go ahead, Tom.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I can't it's so there's one thing that no one can say, I feel like, for the Wheel of Time, and it's that the acting isn't amazing.
Oh yeah, the acting has been on point since the beginning, I thought.
Yeah. And Rena specifically in this scene, like, she seems so genuine, like she cares.
Yes.
But at the same time, you could tell it feels like she's talking to an animal, and it's so gross and creepy.
That's exactly what it is. She's like, she cares about Egwene, but she cares about her the way someone would care about, like, a new dog, like a puppy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know? She's like, I really want you to be happy and safe and everything.
Well, and I think
you're not a human.
She values her as rare too, because she is so powerful. She seeks to gain so much from being complete with her.
Yeah.
She's like whatever the most expensive kind of dog or cat is.
Yeah.
I have to say,
that's right. Now
I'm so impressed by how good Rena's actor is, which just makes me look. I'm looking so forward to them finding out the truth.
Yeah.
Because this actor is going to play that very well, I can tell.
Yes.
And I cannot wait for that moment.
If she lasts that long, if Rena lasts that long.
I want Rena to be the one. I want her to be the one that
the show has kind of had a pattern of taking, like, when they find a really strong actor in a role, they shuffle some things around in favor of the character that they're playing. You know what I mean? And that's obviously they have options for who they put that particular storyline through. And I think that they will keep this character for it.
Hey, listen, they killed Uno.
Yeah. But I think that was just to hurt us. It had to be.
That's true. No, we know what it was for, and it was for. Hold on. I got it. Where is it? It's in here somewhere. There.
The Shan-Chan are incredibly dangerous, and we need the people to be fucking terrified of the Shan-Chan.
I swear to obey, to await, and to serve.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for cutting it off when you did. I appreciate that.
The bad guy. Yeah, there's I forget what the name of that trope is, but there's like a specific name for that trope where it's like if you bring in a new villain, you have to establish how dangerous they are right off the bat.
Oh, yeah.
Usually you will either have them defeat another villain who has already been a problem, so you can establish that they're stronger than the old threat, or you'll have them defeat a beloved and strong character from the heroes group for the same reason, you know? And Uno, when you think about it, Uno was the most disposable out of the characters.
Or kill the dog.
Yeah,
you don't kill the dog.
You kick the dog if you really want everybody, which is what they're doing in this episode. That's what's happening with the game.
Yep.
I was happy to see this.
Yeah. I was about to say, Goth's share is pretty hot. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that's not what I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
I was talking about Rand. He's young enough to be my child, but still.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I mean,
she's well taken care of.
My future past incarnations physique here.
Rand is young enough to be Lanfear. Rand is young enough to be Lanfear's great.
I was going to be like 15 grades. 15 grades. And at that point, it doesn't count. Too many years.
It's funny, when I'm sitting there doing some of trying to write some of my stories,
you're right. She does. I see it. You're right. 100%. She has the ring.
And once I saw that, I abandoned my idea about it being related to the third name because I was like, okay, it definitely can't be that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and real quick, who's with me about wanting? So my dream, Tom probably knows this. One of my dreams is to have a Mierin Farnsworth cold open, as I call it. I have this vision.
Eureka!
Oh, yeah, I want the word "good news, everyone" to come out of Mierin's mouth.
Good news, everyone!
About discovering her new source of power. I want her to walk out onto a stage like an Age of Legends TED Talk kind of event and just go, "Good news, everyone!" I just want that to happen so badly because Mierin is a Farnsworth. She absolutely is.
Yeah,
I can see it. She is a wacky scientist.
She really is.
I can totally see that.
I want to see her in her crisp white Aes Sedai lab coat things or whatever, talking about how awesome this new source of power is she discovered.
Also, by the way, everyone should get somebody who looks at them like Lanfear just looked at Rand.
Oh my god, yeah.
No. The degree of obsession and ownership, you don't want that. You don't want that. That is how I look at tacos.
But hold on. I mean,
I had a woman who looked at me that way, and she was insane. So
look at that.
That is how I look at tacos.
Yeah, it's the lip for me. Oh.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Incidentally, the woman who looked at me like that was the one who said she was fattening me up so nobody else would want me.
I'm telling you.
Hey, listen. First of all, welcome Wyvern Sandwich. That's a fantastic name.
That is pretty cool. I wonder what a Wyvern
sandwich tastes like. I kind of want to have a Wyvern sandwich now.
Yeah, I was just thinking that now. I wonder what they taste like. Do you grill them? Do you fry them?
I don't know. I feel like it would be spicy.
Preference. It would be spicy.
If it's spicy, I can't eat it.
Oh.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, we'll make you a non-spicy version.
Yeah,
I'm a spice wimp, unfortunately. They burn with the stars for me. Oh, do you guys think we're going to get the undercover Trolloc thing?
So I don't know if we're going to get it. I think that what we see was just kind of a shout out for book readers, just like this happens, but we're not going to do it. But because when it happened, I was like, oh, this happened in the book.
Or maybe not yet. Maybe not yet.
Not yet. Yeah. But then I was like
Like, here is just look at the big giant puppet. It's a big giant puppet. And then, like, maybe in another season, they'll be back in Kyrian for something and be like, big giant puppet, Trollic.
But then when I said that, I had to pause it and explain to Brian because he had forgotten. I was like, this is why I can't watch this with you. I spent so much time pausing to explain. So he's read these books. Why?
So I'm also trying to decide how on the nose I want to go with what I'm thinking will probably be the parting gag for the finale. It's rare that I can have an idea for a parting gag before an episode even airs, but I really do think we're getting Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds here. So
yeah, I think so too.
And so I'm trying to decide: do I want to do the desert meme, or do I want to like? Because I feel like too many people have already referenced it.
Yeah.
To it, so
That's fair.
I'm gonna have to come up with something else.
I will say
I want to grab what Rosa said before we get too far away from that. The scene with the puppet. Obviously, Min is having her second thoughts of handing Matt over.
Right.
She did ask.
She didn't want to do it at all.
No. She asked what would happen if I didn't do it in like the last one. So, I like seeing that.
I saw someone on Twitter who was wondering how it was that Ishii knew about her vision.
Me too. I was wondering that too.
Yeah.
And I hadn't thought about that he shouldn't be able to know, should he?
Did she dream about
Leandrin... Go ahead, Tom.
Oh, well, no, I don't. I was going to say maybe she dreamt about it, but where are you going with Leandrin?
I was going to say, so we know in the books Moraine knew about it. I think Min says at some point there's a few other sisters that knew, which is part of why she didn't want to go to the tower. I don't know what book that happens in. But, but Min does imply that other Aes Sedai know. So
I didn't even consider this, Dark 2. I didn't even consider this.
Yeah. It would make sense that it was a projection if he has no way of knowing about her visions.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, by the way, was one of the best pieces of acting I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
This scene.
Yes.
I was just gonna say every time I think Kate Fleetwood has shown us her range, it just gets a little bit bigger. Like, absolutely amazing actor. Yeah,
it's like you just watching her navigate this scene is just so great because you can see, even now, you can see her hoping that Lanfear is here to do the thing that Lanfear is here to do.
Yeah.
You know, it's like she loves her son, but she wants him gone so badly at the same time, and it's really amazing watching. Oh, we just learned what your kink is, huh, Dark?
I definitely thought it would be. I definitely thought you would make a chin reference.
Oh, I did not believe those were her real cheekbones at first. When I found that they were real, that's actually her real actual facial structure, I was amazed.
Grumpy, it is. Yes. I mean, in its sequence of events and the things that happen, yes, but
and maybe who's paired up with who, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but you get the. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say Matt and Min specifically are very different, and that is because of what happened with Barney in season 1. Like, if they were able to do what they wanted with Matt from season 1, I feel like season 2 would have been way more on the nose than it was. But you know, it is what it is. I still think we're getting a pretty good storyline out of them.
This felt more like the books to me. Like even though it's not the same trajectory and storyline, it just feels more like the books in season 2.
I think it feels more like the books because at this point, after season 1, yes, they do need to have more scenes together. But I think after season 1, we didn't know what we were getting, right? We were just kind of all like, I don't know what this is going to be.
1354. 1354.
We didn't know what we were going to get. So we went through season 2, and our season 1, I will still say the end of season 1, I was still like, I don't know how we gonna get where we need to go. That last episode, I was just like, I'm gonna trust them. I'm gonna trust them, but I don't know how we're getting there. So season 2 started, and then we could start seeing how they were gonna pull to get us to where we needed to go. And I think a lot of us now at this point, yes, it feels more like the books because we can kind of see it's not what they did in the book, but that
I want to hear this. I want to hear this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's singing.
It's so
singing.
good.
Yes.
It's so good. I love how it sounds almost like Mongolian throat singing. Like I want to hear multiple Ogier doing it. It's a vocalization continues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you could see I feel like it's doing more than just growing the tree, because you could see it's almost like softening all the Shanshin that are there, except for the one bound to the shadow.
But also, I think she also gets mad because the attention's not on her. They're not laughing. Like maybe they'll look at him with some respect. You know what I mean?
Oh shit!
What?
God damn. Okay, so like a running joke on my channel is that I kind of basically have a pretty serious case of face blindness sometimes.
Yeah.
Did you not know who that was?
I did not realize that was Lady Suroth.
Oh, that's funny.
Yes. That is who that is.
That was Suroth, indeed.
Like, except for the one bound to the shadow, I was literally about to be like, "Oh my god, who is this character who's bound?" Like, oh fuck.
Sadly, Wyvern, they mean loyal. They mean loyal.
Yeah. Yes, they do mean loyal.
Oh my god.
But the point I was making before we had to hear that lovely singing was that with season 2, we can see a little bit more clearly what the end goal is. And so we can see it coming together. And I think that's why it feels more like the books, even though they're making so many changes. But we're like, but no, it makes sense. The change they make, we can go, we can still go this way and get here.
Yeah.
And I do think. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. No, you finish.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I think that's one of the biggest differences between season 1 and season 2 is we literally just every episode, like what is happening next. We weren't sure exactly what was going to be covered, how much we were going to see, and like we didn't know what the pacing of the show was going to be or anything.
Yeah.
So that I think that has helped.
I know. The thing that I'm like, so I don't want to say I'm happy about it, but I'm just really glad that we were right, and it was really just that weight of the COVID production issues that was hanging around your neck that really wore it down. Yeah. Because like every aspect of season 2 has been better, like everything.
Yep.
Yeah. I keep saying, go ahead, Reverse.
No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, I keep saying none of us were at our best during plague time, so I don't know why we expected a TV show to be.
Well, the issues they had in season 1 actually were part of what convinced me that I could trust these people to deliver this show. Because, like, I'm a terribly slow writer, but I am still a writer. You know what I mean? And so it's actually was pretty easy for me to usually plot out potential trajectories when I would see a change. I could like say, okay, what are they probably pulling together that made them think this particular change would work, right? And when I had already heard about the fact that we were losing Barney before we got to the episode, less than numbers, before we got to the episode where he didn't go into the Waygate with them. So I already knew that was going to happen. And so when they did that scene, I realized these guys know how to write, because they took this situation and they came up with a plausible way of getting him out of the story that made sense for the character, that didn't feel like something he would not do at this particular point in the story anyway, you know? Yeah. And that could be tied back into his other storylines later. And so when I saw that, I was like, yeah, these guys know what they're doing. They're, you know, so when they don't have these problems, they're gonna show us their A game. Yeah. And So in this season, like one of my favorite things, like in this episode, when Matt and Rand are reunited. You know what I mean?
love that scene.
And the conversation they have about Rand leaving everybody because he thinks everyone will be better off. And I was like, oh my God, they've literally created a situation where they can parallel Matt and Rand here because they both abandoned their friends, you know, and they both did it because they thought their friends would be better off without them, you know.
And Rand even says it. We wouldn't be better off without you either, Matt.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, by the way, wait. Look at that face.
Oh, right.
I'm so happy.
Yeah.
So happy.
He sold me on their friendship being like a lifelong thing.
Yes, they've known each other their entire lives.
No shade to Barney Harris. I thought he was great in the role.
He was.
Donald Finn is Matt.
100%. 1,000%.
And honestly, as much as I liked looking at Barney, that's all I really wanted for whoever was Matt was to be Matt, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I am happy because
he feels like he can be the Matt we're gonna get to. Like, when he had with men, that was what sold me on that part. Like, there was this flash of like, I honestly thought for a second there that he was gonna hit her. Like, I really did. Like for a split second, and I could see him pulling it back. Like, I could read all of that on his face, you know. And I was like, yeah, this guy will give us every facet of Matt, you know.
Right. And I also want to say, anybody who complained about Madeline as Egwene beforehand, for whatever reason, you cannot complain after this episode. If you do, I do not value your opinion at all. This young lady has I don't know what else she can do for you. I don't know what else she can do at this point to prove that she has embodied this character.
I have a thing that I call the FAP maxim.
Oh God!
I don't think I want to know.
Oh God!
It's my explanation for most of the ire you will ever see out of any toxic fandom. I just realized this one day. It comes down to two questions. They'll ask themselves, "Do I want to fuck this person?" And if it's not someone they want to fuck, the second question is, "Do I want to be this person because I think there's someone other people want to fuck?" That's why I call it the fact. There are too many people who are what my best friend would call sexual racists. Okay? They cannot, for whatever reason, and it's usually not actually like that they literally can't be attracted to people. They basically won't let themselves be attracted to people of certain ethnic groups because they see it as see them as beneath them, basically, or not fitting enough with the standard of beauty, so they can't be attractive. They looked at Madeline Madden, who is a fucking gorgeous woman, right? But they said to themselves, she's not a white penthouse pet pinup girl, like I see on the covers or like the deviant art people make when they draw Egwene. And I don't even know where they got their image of her because, you know, we're doing the book club, Tom. You were there for, I think, the first one of those.
Yep.
And we talked about.
Oh wait, there's a book club.
Yeah, there's on my Discord. There's a book club.
I gotta go find this Discord now. You gonna make me use this technology?
But we've been going through Eye of the World.
You don't have to find it. I'll give it to you right now.
And one of the things we've been focusing on is whenever we come to a character description, we stop for a second and really analyze it. And Egwene and Nynaeve and most of the people in the Two Rivers are blatantly not white.
100%. 100%.
You know, and if you take Egwene and really just draw her based 100% on the description you're given in book 1, you get someone who looks damn close to Madeline Madden. You know what I mean? So
this is my
Nynaeve
I know.
Just because she's black. You know what I mean?
Right, right. But still, it's fine. We're all just a shade of brown.
Accurate, you know. And so these folks, they just never actually bothered to stop and think about the description they were given and think about what was being described. And you see that with a lot of fantasy cover artists also. They'll just go straight to white person, you know?
So this is, that is my theory.
Okay,
Reverse.
I take it back. I told
you, give him a minute. But Reverse, one year at Jordan Con, I forget the panel I was in, but Milton, what is Milton's last name? Huh?
Davis.
Milton Davis was on the panel, and like I think I blew white people's minds. I was like, y'all know the default is white because the only time skin color is mentioned when in a book is when it's not white.
Yep.
So we have become accustomed to, if they don't specifically say dark skin, brown skin, it must be white. I never assume any of the characters look like me, but white people in general assume the character looks like them. I was so happy to read Tuan.
Yep.
I was so happy to read about Tuan because, like, oh, she's got hair like me. She's, I mean, they say she's dark as ebony, but that's neither here nor there. But, but the thing is, I keyed in on that. I was like, oh, she looks like me. But nobody else. And there's a lot of people who they don't specifically give the skin color, and you, as a minority, you look for other clues. What kind of hair do they have? How do they describe their facial features? Right? So that, but people don't realize they have that bias.
Yeah. It's like spotting people who are not heteronormative in something. It's like, okay, I'm assuming everybody here has seen Legend of Korra.
I have.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, there's an LGBT relationship that develops in that show. And you can tell who just basically does not process the world as having that as a possibility versus who does. Because the people who do see those types of relationships as perfectly normal and something you might see every day, clued in on the connection, on the chemistry between those two characters immediately. You know, and the people who didn't see those types of relationships as okay, normal, etc., complained constantly that it came out of left field.
Yeah,
right.
That's actually something. That's actually something I really like about the Wheel of Time too, is because like there are a lot of same-sex relationships in the Wheel of Time, but they never talk about it as like a thing. Like it's never like it could, I guess it could fall into the trope of burying your gays, but I don't think it does that. I
don't think so. Jordan strikes me as someone who kind of felt a little uncomfortable talking about sexual relationships.
He was there's no sex almost at all ever.
But it's like, clearly it was there. He just didn't talk about it. You know what I mean?
Well, I believe in one of his interviews. Oh, go ahead, Tom.
No, I was just gonna say the thing that I like most about it specifically, though, is that no one uses it as a negative. Like not even the white cloaks. Like no one ever says, "Oh, he's not manly because he's gay or he likes other men," or anything like that. That never ever comes up, even from the villains, which is something that I like.
Because it's just something that exists. It's just there.
Yeah.
It happens. Also, straight Trinity from Matrix vibes.
Oh, 100%. I was about to say that.
Yeah. It's the slicked back hair.
Yeah, I love how but it is actually short too. Like it doesn't look like it's tucked. It's not tucked into her collar here. She's just changing it in the World of Dreams, and I really like that.
Right. I was going to say, I think that they're purposely doing that. One, to kind of clue you in that the World of Dreams, that she has control over it. Number one, because Rand hasn't done anything like that. He hasn't been able to do or undo anything in the World of Dreams. But she can change. She's changed her appearance a few times.
Yeah. Just to step back for a second, the idea of there being a temple to the Forsaken, I think I kind of like as well.
Yes.
One of the things I feel like was missing from the Wheel of Time was really kind of I don't want to say worship of the Forsaken, but you would think like there would be sects of dark friends that were like
that had a favorite
followers. Yeah.
Were
like
loyal to certain.
Yeah. I'm just picturing a whole bunch of like really extra people that liked like Grundle.
Yeah. Well, she had her toys anyway. Yeah.
Hardcore goth people, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a question. I want to see what you guys think about this. So what was Lanfear just doing?
Oh, you mean when she shooed away Ishii? Or when
No. When she brought Rand to Egwene.
Well,
I think it was Yeah, I was going to say, I think it was twofold, though. I think she did want to see how Rand reacted to seeing Egwene there. because if she's gonna have full control, she's gonna have full control. She's trying to figure out if I need to kill this little girl or not. Like, is she gonna be a problem?
Oh,
but yes,
more so. I mean, like
that you will have to kill her. By the way,
yeah,
you like totally see that on her face.
More so, I'm thinking what, like physically, how. So like in the world of dreams,
how did she do it?
Yeah, like,
how is she doing it?
What was she doing? Yeah. Like, did she project into Egwene's dream?
She did. That's what I think
took
she did.
it as, is she went into her
that is
dreams.
that is something that the Dreamwalkers talk about, and later in the books, it is something that a certain character does to the dreams of another character that she really likes.
Yep.
So it's possible. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say she also didn't let Egwene see them, because when Egwene was looking at Rand, she was looking straight past Rand. Even when Rand got close, like Rand was like here, and she was looking like that, like this way, and like she didn't look at him at all.
She could hear him though.
She could hear him.
Yeah.
Which I'm thinking is them nodding to Egwene's status as a dreamer.
Yes.
Even though Lanfear was basically trying not to let her see anything.
Well, also, I think Lanfear is the type that said you just wanted to see her, right? Who did you want to see? Not who did you want to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because again, petty.
Yeah.
So
I don't think that she wanted Egwene to be able to hear Rand either.
No, I don't think so either. But if she so does that mean Egwene was projecting herself into the dream world when she was sleeping?
Well, everybody does when they're sleeping. Yeah. Everybody is in Teleron Rod when they are asleep.
Everybody can.
Right.
Not everybody enters the dream world, though.
I thought everybody does only to a certain extent.
No, because he's right. Because
the depth that you
you can sleep and not be in the dream world at all. That's why the Dreamwalkers would be like, if you do see somebody, if you see somebody that stays too long, you should be fearful because they have some type of control. It was usually people, you'd see them for a minute and then they disappear because you kind of went in and out. So then, yes, I think it probably is a nod to things to come. Because, yes, she was able to stay, and I am good with that line of thinking. I'm guessing Lanfear was like, shit. Like, she can hear, she didn't disappear right away. I'm going to have to kill her.
Yeah.
I'm going to take her out.
You're going to have to kill her because of how Rand was looking at her and stuff. He was like,
even on top of that, like, she can't have another woman that can be in the dream. I'm sure she can feel. I'm sure she knows how powerful Egwene is. She cannot have somebody on the opposite side that powerful and can be in the dream like that, because she will eventually learn.
Yeah.
No. She's got all the reasons to kill Egwene.
I love Rima. By the way, Rima Sedai is
absolutely
fantastic.
This edition. Yes, I love this edition.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite
I don't remember. I think she was in. No, she's in the books, and I think she actually is. There
was a yellow. There was a yellow that was taken.
Yeah, she's Damane already in the books.
In the books, yeah.
That's why I was gonna say one of my favorite remixes of this season is what they used Rima for, because they basically used her to advance Nynaeve's storyline. You know,
right?
Because here we have a yellow. We have someone who is a fellow healer for Nynaeve to interact with, who is an Aes Sedai. Someone who is not Moiraine, who you have your just default hate boner for, and it's not like it's not like Leandrin, who you now hate the Reds because of.
Before we get off this scene. So I've been saying, Reverse, for this whole time that Avenir is a dark friend, but this scene made me feel like maybe Barthanes is as well, or Barthanes is as well.
Yes.
But I don't know. I don't know for sure.
So this is what I think. Go ahead.
Barthanes most.
I suspect him the least.
But I think that they're both dark friends. I think what's going on is that, so I think she swore to the dark before Barthanes was even born. That's what I think. That's where I think that they're going to go with. And she basically raised him in the dark.
I was going to go. Oh, go ahead, Reverse. Go ahead. I'm really bad at interrupting.
I was thinking of a thought, so like I haven't really fully composed it yet. So you can go ahead.
So I actually think that yes, her sister is the dark friend, and he has got a lot of hate towards Moraine.
Yep.
Whether justified or not. And what is the best thing to do towards your Aes Sedai sister that you hate? But turn to the dark. Now I don't know if she did it before or after she had her son, but I do think he is a dark friend only because his mother is. Because he is very much giving mama's boy, I'll do what I want. Mom has told me all this for all this time. Yeah. Mom has told me for all this time that I am the only one who can bring our family name back to where it needs to be. Aunt Moraine ran off to do other things. She can't do anything. It's left to me, and this is how we're going to do it. So I won't say that he is evil, but he is a dark friend.
Well, one of my favorite things about the show, period, both seasons, is that they're redefining what it means to be evil. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. I love it.
Where's that line?
Because the dark friends are not really evil.
That's because that's late game. That's late game Wheel of Time. That's not that's like books.
Things. I know they're going to do evil things, but what I'm getting at is every last one of them, I think, has a motivation.
Yeah.
To them is good. Not just like, mustache twirly. I want to rule the world. I want to see people suffer. They all have reasons that they think are good reasons. Even Ishii, like, I want to stop all the suffering in the universe, and the only way.
Right, I was gonna say. So Ishii's right up there with Killmonger. Oh, I'm sorry, Tom.
No, I was gonna say, does he want to stop all the suffering in the universe, or does he just want to stop?
He wants to break the wheel. He wants to stop his. He wants to break the wheel. Because he is tired of coming back and having to deal with Luz Theron and every turn like this. I'm bored.
Look, I keep telling the guy, all you have to do is let go of the pride. Just let go of the pride, and we can just be friends, and you don't have to be worried about me being a billion times more powerful than you. It's okay.
Right. So This is the only life I recall, and I'm tired of repeating myself to people. So I know if you remember every life you go through and you're just over and over again saying the same thing to the same person, I'm not doing it. I'll burn the whole world down.
I really like the whole crown of swords kind of deal.
So it's Talmanes is how it's pronounced in the books, but like again, like pronunciations, I go by first of all, I loved her little knife thing that she did, but pronunciations, I go by the George Lucas effect with that. George Lucas, someone I forgot who it was when he was filming the original trilogy, like they said, so many people pronounce things differently in the movie. Like, what's the proper way to pronounce it? And he said, the galaxy's a big place. Everyone has different accents. However you say it is correct. So
I do expect people from different places to say words differently. And it is strange when fans get weirded out because characters who are not from the same location don't have the exact same pronunciation for a word. I'm like, why would they? It's just like one of my biggest pet peeves is people taking everything a character says as freaking like word of God. You know what I mean? It's like they don't know. Why would they know?
However, I
was just gonna say that's one of my favorite Robert Jordan quotes. Like someone from I forgot the exact wording, but like, and I forgot what the question was per se, but it doesn't really matter. A fan asked him something like, "Oh, well, Ishamael said this, like he said this thing. So, but why isn't?" And Robert Jordan just went, "And you believed Ishamael?"
Like
literally, the father of God is right there in the name.
But the great thing about the Wheel of Time is they only know what they know. Sometimes they're wrong.
Exactly.
And I love a fallible character, but also I don't like. Yes, yeah. But I was gonna say with the Star Wars thing, I still don't like the way it's Han, or it's not Han, it's Han, and I hate it. And every time I'm like, Billy D, get it together. The man keeps saying his name to you.
Yeah,
my man. There is is that Lando does that specifically because he knows it bugs Han.
To piss
off. Yes, but it's bugging me too now.
And they kind of married that together in Solo, which I love that movie. I don't care what anyone says.
It was such a good movie.
The Roof Mistress, Aes Sedai are the epitome of unreliable narrators.
They are. They are.
And here's on that with the Archer.
Oh, real quick, we're 39 minutes and 7 seconds.
And the reason I like Aes Sedai as the unreliable narrators, we know they can't lie, so we know they believe this in their heart of hearts.
Yep.
I'm like, you are so wrong.
But that's part of the problem too, is that people take that also the wrong way. They're like, oh,
Yes.
I can't lie, so everything they say is the truth. No, everything they say is something they believe to be true. That's all. There's a huge difference.
That is true. And even then, like, you got to be real careful, because whole other show, but we were watching Ahsoka, and the most recent episode, I'm like, she heard what she wanted to hear. Ain't nobody said he would. You know what I mean? Like, she heard what she wanted to hear. You got to be careful with people.
No spoilers, but I know exactly what you're saying.
Right. And I told Brian, it's like, this comes from all these years of reading Wheel of Time. Like, I don't trust anybody for what they say. Like, say it plain.
You always have to think about the words people use, you know?
Oh,
It could be a freaking fae in disguise. You don't know. Do you have cold iron when you go with them? You don't. Right? So, I mean, you don't know what you might be agreeing with, and you know, what eldritch being you might be making a deal with by accident.
Exactly.
You know? But like last season, when we had the book cloaks losing their shit over the idea that that they're looking for a dragon candidate amongst.
I know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, guys, why would they know?
They don't know.
The fuck would they know the rules of the wheel? You know what I mean? Like, who told them? The creator didn't leave a freaking book at the eye of the world outlining everything. That guy couldn't be asked.
And here's how it works with the Souls Reborn. The Souls get reborn, and the only back could be bad, and the only way could be good.
Yeah. You know, and it's like, and personally, you know, one of my hit canons has been, just from the books even, that Min is an example of the wheel not always being 100% sure what it wants to do with people in terms of their gender and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I think, I personally think Min's ability comes from the fact that she's not exactly like,
gender identity is real. You know what I mean? Breaking news.
Yeah. So I think that if the dragon were to come back in a lifetime and actually be transgender, there might be a complete different thing going on with their power.
I like to, I've been working on a Wheel of Time RPG for a long time. And what I've been doing in that is basically, I've lost the whole, first of all, it's Wolfkin, not Wolf Brothers. And then I lost the whole male-female channeler thing. And now it's just channelers of Sidene, channelers of Sidar. And that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to me that at some point, because the wheel is iterative. That's another thing. It's like, you know, I got into it with somebody on the panel once in the comments where they were like, because I've said since the first episode that the show seems to me to be deliberately going with the whole, this is a different turning of the wheel concept, you know?
Yeah.
There have been things the show has done that have just been leaning so hard into, look at this thing we changed really a huge amount. You know, like every now and then they'll just put it right in your face. Be like, this thing we changed completely. Look at it. You know, and I don't think they bring attention to that by accident. They bring attention to those things specifically to say this is not the same turning. One of the biggest ones was Tom Maryland. They changed Tom Maryland about as much as humanly possible. You know, and that was
without making him a female.
Right. Yeah. You know, and that to me was a deliberate thing of like, look, guys, this cannot possibly be the same turning as the book, because look at Tom Maryland. This is not the same character.
That's fair. I do think we're going to get a more book accurate, well, not book accurate, but a different. My theory with Tom was always that because he says it in the books too, that he plays to the crowd. So like he was in a dump bar or a dive bar, you know, he's not going to be the big flowery gleeman.
Yeah,
he's going to be
yeah, and I agree with you. We will at some point. He'll be in a situation where we'll get the
Bard Tom. Yeah,
Bard. We are absolutely going to get Tom in somewhere in some court, and Rand is going to run up on him. And he's going to see Rand, and he's going to be like, I'm so glad you're alive.
Wyvern,
fucked up. She is fucked up.
It's really, really amazing.
The thing that I really that kills me about this whole thing with Egwene is, you don't really think about it, or at least I didn't think about it in this way when I read it, when I've ever read it, and I've reread, book 2 a lot, is basically she has to break herself.
Yes.
It's not Rena breaking her. She has to break herself because she has to convince herself that she can't use that picture as a weapon, and that's
and it goes deeper
horrible.
It goes deeper than that because it's not really her accepting that the picture is not a weapon. It's her accepting that she does not want to harm her Soldom. Because everything is a weapon. Literally everything is a weapon.
Everything, yes.
She just has to accept, I don't want to hurt Rena. And funny, I actually made fun of myself a little bit in my reaction because I've said this a bunch of times across a bunch of different reactions. But like one of the things I like to say is that the most powerful leash is the one in the mind, and that's all of what this is. This entire.
I was just about to say that, Wyvern. Sorry, the music in the scene is fucking amazing.
Yep.
Sorry.
So I will say this: if I can ruin Egwene's theme for you,
please don't.
Don't
wait till the season's over. Wait till the season's over.
Wait till the season's over.
There's something I heard when I was listening to her theme, and I can't unhear it now. And I was like, if I ever mention it to anyone else, they'll have the same problem. They will never be able to.
Don't do it to me.
Don't do this to me.
Don't do it to me yet.
No.
So Tom was actually filming another Amazon show when season 2 was happening because the COVID-ness of season 1 and the long break. He actually filmed another Amazon show, 1899, and that is canceled now. So,
which is sad because I heard it was pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it, and I thought he was great in it.
I was going to add it to the reactions queue, but like when I heard it was canceled, I was like, okay, there's probably no point in me doing that now.
But you can still react to it. You can react to it as seeing Tom in another thing.
True.
Yeah, I think she's gonna do more than whale her with a picture when she gets that collar off.
I know what she's gonna do. I know what she's gonna do once that collar comes off.
She's gonna rip her in half, like Moiraine did to the Trollocs in episode 1.
I know what I wanted to say earlier, though.
So
in the books, it's Elaine, Nynaeve, and Min in the city because Min was already there when all this went down, right? I like it so much better that there is an Aes Sedai there, because it absolutely strengthens Nynaeve. I also didn't want to watch this part. It also strengthens Nynaeve.
See,
and
Garden's got me. He's got me.
Yeah. But I think it strengthened Nynaeve and Egwene's or Elaine's backbone a little bit. Yeah. I think it strengthened it because I think at this point they were like, we're going to get Egwene and we're going to go. But like meeting this Aes Sedai, seeing her get taken, having all these rings, they're like, no, we have to stop this. They keep saying we are so powerful. We have got to get our stuff together and we have got to stop this. We cannot let this keep going. And if it was just the girls in the city, it wouldn't be that same effect. Like they wouldn't really like they know they're dangerous because of what they did to Egwene, but like Egwene was untrained. If they're getting full sisters, this is a problem because that's who's supposed to protect. But go ahead.
I can't wait to see when Donal interacts with the rest of the Emmonsfielders because this scene was great. And here it is. Like here's Matt, reverse, like you said earlier, Matt having that kind of he's realizing what it probably made them feel like. Mm-hmm. And then, when he did it and how they're going to feel when they see Rand, and now there it is. No one was better off without you either, Matt.
I think the only person who would have held an actual grudge would have been Egwene.
They're all going to be mad.
No.
Yes, they're all going to be mad.
They're all going to be upset with him. You know what I mean? But I think Egwene would have been the one who would have been like, you've done something I can't forgive. And it would take her the longest time to come around. But
we need that romance stuff.
It's not going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But one of the things that I've been predicting on Twitter
Yes, Daniel, there are people watching on YouTube and Twitch as well.
One of the things I've been predicting on Twitter, and I'm not going to say that I'm 100% committed to this happening, but just writer brain for maximum emotional damage would end this season without Egwene being freed from the Shanjian.
So that's emotional damage for me.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't want that
for everyone. I think, you know,
I can't see it. I can't see it. Like, they have to do the Battle of Falm, and like she can't not be freed. You know what I mean?
I think they will do the Battle of Falm, but I think that they could. I can think of a way to do the Battle of Falm and have Egwene not be freed.
I mean, yeah, she would have to fight them though, and that would be rough. That would be really rough.
But see, I feel like we are going to get her freed because we've already got the collar and the bracelet, and the girls are working on it, right? So that they're already kind of setting that up, right? They're kind of setting that up already, and I think that is one of the things that Rafe would let us have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're gonna like yes, we understand there's going to be changes, but I think he's a fan. He knows there are certain scenes we have all been waiting for.
Yeah, it was just, you know what I mean? It like that. I agree it would be powerful and it would hurt, but like to go back to Falm again and like revisit that whole thing in season 3, I feel like would be a step backwards.
I don't think that they would go back to Falm.
It would be a chase scene. Now they're going to have to add, we got to find her.
Right. Well, the idea is basically that, so something that happens a lot in, think about Empire, right? You have Empire Strikes Back, I mean. You have a victory that's not a complete victory.
Yeah.
Or a defeat that's not a complete defeat. You have this weird kind of thing where you have this mixed bag of wins and losses, right? And that's kind of what I'm wondering if they might do, just because it's a very effective way to leave us with a cliffhanger, but at the same time also give us a we won kind of moment, you know. But if they do that, which again, like I said, I don't know if they'll do it. I'm just saying it's one of the things that came to me as like a possibility, as you know, like if I were writing this and really wanted to hurt my audience, what would I do?
I see how you are, Reverse. I see.
Well, yeah. So if you see any of my books on the shelf at any point, know that there will be pain. That's definitely going to happen. But I hope darlings.
I feel like it's Chekhov's gun, though, with the battle in the sky, or at least something happening in the sky. I don't think we're going to get... I really hope we don't get a battle in the sky, because that made no sense in the books, but I hope something happens in the sky.
Well, that's another one of those things. I can think of a way to do it that would be really amazing.
But I mean, like, there's a way to do it. It's just like, mechanically... It didn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like within the way the one power works.
Right. Like why is it showing up there? Right. Unless Lanford is projecting it up there so people will follow Rand.
Well, I figured
it's just a really big
fact that the
maybe maybe it's just like one of those like shadow puppets. Like they have like they're up on the ledge of a building and they have like the projector aimed up the clouds.
Yes. That would work.
At least in terms of a show, I imagine doing it. I actually liked it in Moon Knight. I thought that it was kind of. I liked it because I think they kind of leaned into the cheese a little bit. They basically gave us a kaiju battle.
A kaiju battle. I love a good kaiju battle.
I agree, chap. I really like it. That was a powerful scene, and again, no one can say the acting isn't good on the show, and I don't know what they're going to do with the two of them. I'm interested in seeing like where they go with them, and like seeing them in the like later in the season or in the series.
Yeah.
By the way, and I have the image. We'll do it later, but I counted. There are 14 Aes Sedai in this image, not including the Amyrlin Seat or Liane.
Well, I mean, Leandrin said so, didn't she?
Yeah. But I wasn't sure. But they don't say whether it includes Liane. They do say the Amyrlin and 14 Aes Sedai, but they don't say if it includes Liane or Moiraine for that matter. But it wouldn't because she said she brought them with her. But still, I counted them all. I have a picture. We'll check it out later. Also, my girl in the background there on the left is the one that we thought looked like Min. It is not Min.
Oh man.
I missed the full significance of the number. Like I thought it was, I was thinking in terms of vote. You know what I mean? Like, so I was like, 14, that's a quorum. So they can take, because I was thinking they're advancing the Elida plot basically, which I was
right.
Because obviously Elida's not here yet. But someone clued me in as to what the real probability is for why she brought 14. And so now it's like,
it's grand.
Bringing a
load of the Dragon Reborn.
So
Matt
that was
looked
cool.
So sad.
Yeah.
Sorry, he looked so sad. Like you can tell he's fighting it. Like I should still go.
Oh, by the way, what was it? Chap? Was that the name of the person?
Chap, yeah. Chap.
I think over on Twitch. Yeah.
I think that was one of the biggest reasons for the Matt Min stuff is so that Matt would have another not going with you moment after. I think that's what it was. So
okay.
And not just for him, because you usually don't want to do a scene that does only one thing. I think a lot of those. That was totally the reaction. It was very appropriate. It's land.
Wait.
No,
I love this scene.
Yeah. This is the scene that 100%. Not like I know there's been a lot of talk is Nynaeve going to be red or a different color. I mean, I was never in that boat.
No,
right here,
yellow.
But right here, Rima, a yellow says, when a patient comes to you, you don't decide to help them, you just help them. And like that was the description from a yellow that sparked Nynaeve to be able to channel without being angry right there. Like,
I loved it. Like this was so Nynaeve going through the arches may have been what made her accept it, but her meeting Rima is what made her Aes Sedai. That is what I love so much about how they reworked this. She became a sister because she met Rima.
Yep, and Rima sees it.
Yeah.
And here, right there is where she decided she was going to die, by the way, right there.
Yeah. Well, because she knew they were coming because of the mount.
Yeah, but she decided she was going to die and not be captured. Like, because she.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, she fails, but like that was what she
right.
wants.
But that was the decision that she made. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that she would trade herself for them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like she decided to trade herself for them.
Right.
Right. I think that was the final straw that basically was like, yeah, Nynaeve, you're Aes Sedai now.
Yeah.
And also the other great thing about this whole sequence is that they fast tracked Nynaeve and Elaine to friendship.
Yes. I mean,
ish.
It's a trauma bond. It's a trauma bond.
I think it's less.
Yeah, it's a trauma bond, though. Yeah,
it's a trauma bond.
I think it's less friendship and more trust.
Yeah.
Like she trusts her, but she still doesn't like her.
Well, she doesn't know her, and we all know how Nynaeve is.
Yeah, I was just like, does Nynaeve really like anybody?
No. You know what she does? She loves her two Rivers kids, and she does not trust
to them though.
But she does not trust anyone trying to gain their trust. He's like, I got some arches for you to go through before I'm going to let you get close.
Listen
to these kids because they're my responsibility.
It's one thing reading how the Adam works, but seeing it is so like by the way, also
such an effective way of conveying the Adam's effects.
Yeah, absolutely. The juxtaposition between these two scenes of Egwene and Rima and Basan is like totally Rafe, or I think it's I think Rami directed this this episode, Rami Park, of them like nodding toward the when it comes up in episode 8, I'm guessing, of when they blow the horn, and we have the Shanshin mirroring the, you know, Ishamael and Rand mirroring the forces of light, like when one wins, the other wins and stuff like that. Because like they're losing here, obviously. Both of them are losing.
I like that little wink that she gives.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be fine.
4 lights.
No. Oh, and also Rena is strong as fuck. She lifts the queen up by her throat and hangs her.
When I saw her do that, I was like, holy shit, I didn't realize that Soul Dom was freaking super strong, too.
Yeah, for real. And here she goes.
That should not have been doable. Not with one hand, especially.
She is strong. Oh my god! Like like if they don't win, if Leandrin and Madeline if Kate Fleetwood and Madeline Madden do not win something for this season, I will riot. I will.
Let me tell you, riot. Watching this episode, I was like, I need to come up with my own award ceremony, because there are so many things that I watch that I know
that's what we're doing.
People are not, but you know what I mean. And we can have our own fandom put together, give out their awards, because you know that there's a lot of stuff that we like that does not make it to the mainstream, and it's not really considered art. You know,
the Academy,
right?
I'm happy,
and I'm like
that because the Academy, just, you know, they all get younger over the course of time, you know, and more people in our generation, for instance, are starting to get into these things. So stuff like science fiction, for instance, is finally starting to get its due, you know. And that'll increase over time, because this scene
is just so powerful.
Scream.
It really is.
Yeah. Oh,
did
by
you guys
the way,
notice that? Did you guys notice that Egwene's the cuts on her cheek were the same as the blade that Basan was killed with? Look at the mark on her cheek.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah. Oh yeah. It has like the Damn.
Some amazing attention to detail.
That bending that Suldam into pieces. Pretzel attack.
but
here's the other thing, guys. Did she actually kill her? Because I had the most disturbing thought that she didn't actually kill her.
I mean, I wouldn't have killed her. I would have left her like that. But again, petty. However, we also, what I pointed out to Brian watching this is, Nynaeve only needs to see a weave once to learn it, and she was watching.
She just learned all them weaves. Oh my god, I didn't even think about that.
That was my first thought. Was
it's a very dangerous trait for an Aes Sedai to have an eidetic memory.
That is a great thing to point out.
Yes.
Oh, a yellow can hurt just as easily as they can heal.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, Semiraj, I know they didn't have the colors, but she was a doctor.
Yep.
Oh, someone has convinced me that Semiraj's been merged into Lanfear.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think we all agree with that, because she was in black. Lanfear would never wear black. She would wear white just because Lanfear wore, or Semiraj wore black.
And she wears black only in Tel'aran'rhiod so far. So I'm wondering if maybe we're going to see like that back and forth. Like maybe she'll wear white at some point in the real world and only black in Tel'aran'rhiod.
We'll see her in all white at some point, but I think it'll be the exception, not the rule.
Yeah, or maybe even like silver. You know, because she's always it's never white. It's always like silvery.
Silver, yes.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like the moon, so not pure white.
Yeah.
But I am sad because I really wanted that cold open with. I know she's like, she realizes what she's done.
Yeah,
but I really
the moment
I was going to say the face at the end that she makes, and I have a good still of it, but the face at the end that she makes, I'm not sure if it's determination that she's going to fucking kill this bitch, or if it's like her compartmentalizing herself in her brain for a second.
I think it's probably a little bit of both. But I really wanted the cold open with Semiraj and torturing the Aes Sedai, or torturing the warder through, but I wanted to see that.
We'll
as a
get
cold
it,
open.
but maybe just, I mean,
Yeah,
we'll get it, but maybe
Lanfear,
not
but-
Semiraj.
Yeah.
But it was just
Mygan.
Yeah.
Yeah, this shook me.
Yeah. When I saw Mygan sitting there, I was like,
yeah.
oh boy.
Yeah, well, they said it was a sitter, and then
Mhm.
again, I had to pause it and tell Brian, like, she member of the season talking to
Yes.
Moraine, like,
I was halfway through explaining because since I get a lot of show onlys who watch the reactions,
Mhm.
so I was
There it
halfway
is.
through
There it
doing a
is.
little aside to explain why. To explain what a sitter was, and then while doing it, it suddenly dawned on me that, oh my god, it must be my game. I just completely derailed my own thought.
that was determination, Tom. That
Yeah.
look was her. She did she put what just happened in a little part of her brain, and she's like, I'm not going to think about that. I'm not going to focus on that. But what I am going to do.
Mygan was also resisting in her own little way.
Yes, because she remembered her name.
Egwene, her telling Egwene, you lasted longer than I did. That was her giving Egwene hope. You know?
Yes.
Yep.
She was like,
Yes.
I was a sitter of the Blue Aja,
But even
and that did it, like Egwene realized,
Right.
wait, I just outdid someone who has centuries of experience and more power and all
Right.
that other stuff than I technically have at this point.
But she still, I don't think she is as completely broken, because like when they are broken, they do not remember. Like they just forget.
Whoops.
Like, and she's like, I was a sitter of the Blue Aja, so she still has a little bit in there to fight for, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that also is what kind of hardened Egwene's spine. She's like, I'm getting us all out of here.
She was. They also, she is the head of the Blue Aja in the show.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, like that was definitely determination. She's like, all right, that was real bad. I'm gonna put this back here. We'll work it through later.
Oh, look who
I'm
it
getting ready
is.
to.
Hey, what's going
sir?
on, Dusty Wheel?
Sir Innkeeper Matt, do you have a clock? Do you know what time we start? That nice fancy inn. I know you've got a clock.
Time is such a wheel. I really love the stuff they're doing with the writing. There's just a lot of layers of things going on right now.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but before, I just want to
make or break moment though for the season. I think I don't know.
I want to switch over to full book spoilers so we can tell
Okay,
everyone who
real
doesn't
quick.
want full book spoilers. We're gonna
Real
switch
quick.
over now.
Before you start,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll just like to remind you that I have not read past book 5.
Oh, so then we're only doing spoilers up to book 5.
Up to book 5, it is.
Past book 5, like for instance, I know who Cimarog is and stuff like that. But,
Okay,
like,
well, you should have said that in the beginning, dude.
Sorry, don't worry about it. Like you didn't spoil anything that I didn't know already. So,
but no. But here's the thing: I don't remember what happens in what book.
I know,
So-
you gotta tell us where
You
you
gotta
end
tell
up.
us.
Like,
Fires
what's,
of Heaven.
Yeah.
book 5 is
before we,
But what's happening?
Doorway and all that stuff.
but wait, everybody who is watching right now, please hit the like button. If 5 of y'all didn't hit this like button on this video,
Please.
get it together.
Well, that's on Facebook.
Okay.
That's just on Facebook.
No, on
Nobody
YouTube.
ever hits like
Oh,
my
all
videos
right.
either. It's like I think it's always less than 10% of viewers who actually like or dislike, which is kind of funny.
Well, we need overachievers, so.
It's true story. True story.
Start asking.
So
people, like,
that's Fires of Heaven, right? Is book 5?
yeah, Fires of Heaven is the
Okay.
book I've read.
All right, and
I've read Fires of Heaven.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings is the next book.
What's
so,
the cover look like, Crystal? Pull it out so I can see
That's
the
what I'm
cover.
trying to-
Fires of Heaven.
I was looking for it.
Like I said, Fires of Heaven is Red Doorway.
Okay.
Moraine telling Rand, "You will do well," over and over again.
Yeah, Kyrian, Couladin getting killed.
Okay. I think we're good.
No, I'm pretty sure Culloden is still alive by the ends of Fires of Heaven.
No, he dies.
He
He
dies in
does. Yeah, he does. Yeah, Matt comes.
Well, have you
Matt comes
finished book
back.
5?
I finished book 5.
Yeah. They come marching in with his head on a pike.
We don't see it. It happens off screen.
It happens off screen. Yeah, the fight happens off screen. But Matt comes back with
Are
Couladin's
you
head.
Tom? He looks really.
I'm
don't know.
100% sure.
Okay, I
I'm
will
feeling like
believe
Gandalf
you.
right now because I'm like, I have no memory of this place.
Well, look, after book 1, that's all the same book
I
to
know
me.
Claude dies though, and I know it's Matt who kills him.
Thank you, Ebony. That's what
it doesn't really
Yeah,
matter.
after the Eye of the World, that was just one long book. I can't tell you what happened. I can tell you the story, but please don't ask me for a book, a chapter title. You're gonna have to read the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason why I haven't read past that yet is because like the Red Door was like the Red Wedding for me. You know, where it's like
It's a rough
when I
part.
read that, I literally like threw the book across the room, and I didn't realize I had become that attached to her until that moment. You know.
So let me tell you right now, there is a part in the very last book that is going to happen, and I threw the book. I asked my husband to take Avienda, who was a baby at the time. I was like, "You gonna cook dinner tonight? I'm not gonna be able to deal with this. This is too much." So it was a lot.
Right.
So for again, real quick for chat, let's keep it up to book 5. I have the graphic for that, and I'll grab it in a second. But let's keep it to book 5 for our friend Reverse here.
Yes, we do not want to let me tell you one thing about the Wheel of Time fandom. We love first-time readers because it's something we can never do again, and we do not want to spoil it for y'all. We want to hear your theories. Like, what are you smarter than we were? Like, that's basically what it is. Like, was it just me that didn't pick up on this? So, no, I love to talk to a first-time reader.
Always.
Yes, love it.
Thank you, Ty.
Actually, I think I have it doesn't matter. I'll get it in a second. But what you call wow, what was I going to say? It's gone now. Oh, I have the screenshots. I was going to pull up the screenshots for this episode. Okay.
Yes.
Let me make them better. There we go. A little bit bigger. Okay. So I'm going to get rid of
Ebony's thirst by admitting that I thirst for pretty much every woman in the show.
I thirst for most of the people in the show, just period.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, you're lucky, man. I wish I could thirst for guys too, but it's just I'm not wired that way.
For me, attractive is attractive. Like,
and relax.
Well, this is what I'm talking about.
That's how I know I'm not gay. You know?
And then wait.
I'll see people.
It's coming.
It's always like, oh my god. And I'm like, yeah, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, no, look, I can appreciate beauty in all forms. Like
I'm saying. All right,
so card would have been much fuller back in the day.
There's not a lot to jump in on this image, but I just thought she
look
had
at her face
there. She looked ornery.
I love the costuming for the Shan-Chan, just all the way around.
Well, you know what? There's better shots of her costume. There you go.
Everything is both functional and bizarre at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, they look very other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They do a great job of making them look very other.
Also, they look imperial in the sense that, like, you can see how their aesthetic is pulled from a bunch of different cultures. You know,
yeah,
they rolled.
I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure if he saw it or not. Like, I'm 50-50. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. Like, I don't know.
I imagine he didn't because I had the feeling that that Rand was too far away at that point. Like,
I think Matt also turned away. Like, once Matt saw Rand keep going, right? Like, they show you a shot of Matt looking really sad, and I can't 100% say that he turned around and left, but I don't know what else he would have done. You know what I mean?
Also,
I don't think he stood there.
So I had the chance to talk to Davina Lamont, who was Davinia, who did the hair, makeup, and stuff like that, and she was big on talking about the wig game in the show. I just want you to look at her hair or their hair.
That is a lace front, and it is perfection.
But look at this is the actor. Hold on, let me grab the actor. Yeah. This is what they look like.
Oh, wow.
I am telling you. Now, I know that Black women seem to have had this on lock for a little bit, but the technology that exists there's a good chance that you have seen several people today with a lace front and you didn't know.
That's fair, but like, damn, it's really good.
Shitty weaves.
Yes. We've come so far. We've come so far.
I have to say, one of the things that I've been really interested by is their baby tattoo. You know what I mean? So it's like it's like I'm a baby Soldom, so I'm just now getting the beginning of my markings show, and I'm guessing that the amount of color they have on their face is almost like rank, you know. Because you can see how this one, like Rena, basically just has outlines at this point. You know?
It looks like scarring.
It does look like scarring.
Beginning to scarification.
Yeah, and a lot of the Shanshan have scarification. Like Turok has it all over his head.
Yeah. But this also makes me think we are not getting Shara, which is fine. But I think they just
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I think they just pulled that one aspect to make it even more off-putting.
Yeah, the makeup is just amazing. Like here, look at this face. She's just like, if you told me that this was just a woman who just got into just got out of a UFC match, I'd be like, okay, yeah.
The thing that I'm most impressed with was the eyes. Like, I keep going back and forth and trying to figure out what did they do here to achieve a believable bruising of the sclera like this. Like, how much of this is digital? How much of this is contacts?
I think it's a contact.
Pouring something into the eye because there are.
Let me tell you something.
Also, real quick, like Madeline Madden's eyes are insane. Like they're awesome. Like she has straight up black eyes. Like
yeah. But until Reverse said that the idea of it being digital didn't even occur to me, and this is because I'm old.
I don't think it's digital though. Here you go. Here's a really good look at the
with Ever costume.
Yeah.
But it's not. They wouldn't have even tried it with digital, but nowadays they can.
Right. That's the thing is like digital to me in my brain wasn't a feasible option, but nowadays it is. I don't think it is, but it could have been. It's the thing.
I'm
guessing it's mostly contacts.
I think it's contacts too, because you could see her moving her eye around. I mean, I guess they could do that digitally, but I really think it's contacts. Specifically, there's a contact brand called Sclera, and they do full eye contacts. I had full eye black contacts for
That's right, you did.
For a costume I did at JordanCon a number of years ago. But I think the thing that really fucks me up about the whole Adam breaking thing that happens to Egwene throughout all of this is the hands.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like look at her hands.
Having them twist back the forearm and all that stuff. Yeah. Whoever coached them, because we saw it with the Soldom as well, who got pretzel. And actually, the Soldom did it too well, which tells the Soldom is an actual performer who knows how to do that type of stuff.
It could be. I mean, they could have put out a call for somebody for a contortionist.
I was wrong, by the way. The director of this episode was Maha. I'm not going to try to pronounce her last name. It's VRVILO. Maha VRVILO. But Rami was a writer on this episode. I think she's a writer on most of them, though, to be honest. And one of the executive producers has been wanting to dial up the horror for this. She's an executive producer, and she actually directed a couple episodes. Her name, it'll come to me. Sahar Hamri, I think is her name, or Sanaa Hamri.
I think that's the name you've said before. Yeah.
Yeah. She really wanted to dial up the horror this season, and I think they've done that very well, especially in just this one thing. I'm
glad to hear that, because there are so many horror elements of this, you know,
in the Wheel of Time. Just generally,
exactly.
This is just another good shot.
She's so mad.
Pre-broken.
Yeah.
And we got to talk about that too. The fact that they echoed the theme in the set design, because we had the broken floor and all the jagged surfaces and everything. And it's even made to look like, I didn't even notice that until just now. It's even made to look like a broken eggshell.
Yeah. That's a good point. And this is just Falm. This is just like the like Falm, like the Straunchan didn't build this, so this is just
right.
Falm.
This is just a place they found. Yeah.
I don't remember why I pulled this up again.
Maybe because it said bonus content under it, and we hadn't been getting bonus content.
No, it was because of this.
To let you know where we were. Yeah.
I keep hearing this is Shale Ghul.
Okay, like you think this is what Shale Ghul looks like?
No, it's not me thinking that. A bunch of people have been saying it. So there were a bunch of people who zoom out a little bit. So they were saying that like there's like a place down towards at the bottom of the crack, right? That they were saying matches the book description of where the Forsaken go to meet with the Dark One.
Okay.
So they remembered that, but no character descriptions about skin color. Awesome.
You know how it is. I mean, seriously, people are.
There's a crack in the jungle in the mountain where they go.
And yet another one of my patented tangents, but one of my favorite things ever, just getting to that, is the discussion about the book covers for the Earthsea novels.
Okay.
So I haven't actually read Earthsea yet. It's on my list because I missed a lot of classics somehow growing up, even though I read a shit ton of books. So I don't really know how I missed them. But like, I know about the fact that the main character is a Native American in terms of like their physical characteristics, right?
Damn. Sorry.
Nearly every single cover that was ever made for those shows that character as a white person. And Ursula Le Guin fought with the publishers constantly over those covers.
Yeah.
And they just kept doing it. They're like, nope, it's a white guy, you know? And when they did the adaptation, they cast a white guy to play him. And it's one of those things where, so Ebony, you mentioned earlier that like, if the book doesn't say what the skin color is, they won't recognize
explicitly. They'll just make it white as default.
But the thing is,
I'm just going to leave this here.
So like I said, I haven't read them yet, but I have read the descriptions of the character. She made it blatant. The problem is it's not here. You know what I mean? It's not our modern world. So they don't use the term Native American or Indian or any of that kind of stuff. And it's the same problem with Wheel of Time. It's our world, sure, but it's the future past, right? It's like thousands and thousands of years in the future past. And so they don't use words like Asian and black and all that kind of stuff. They don't use those words because those are long lost to antiquity and stuff, right?
Right. We get ebony or so good turn soil.
Yeah, exactly. And so they read these character descriptions. They read dark skin, dark hair,
That's
dark
just the tan. That's the tan.
They're basically Sicilian. They're Sicilian.
Yeah. They're farmers. They're farmers. They're out in the sun all the time.
And so it's like, what bugs me is the resistance. Like when you try to just point their noses in it and say, "Look, guys," that's always what I call it. Wyvern. It's like that's my way of referring to things in the Wheel of Time.
It's very accurate. It is very accurate.
In the past, I remember the moment when I realized that I was reading science fiction. Like I'm reading these books, and there were little things that felt a little weird to me at first. But they were just little fleeting things. I was like, that seems like kind of a strange thing to have in a fantasy novel, but I would just kind of ignore it. And then they suddenly came upon what I looked the damn thing up because I was like, oh my God, I know what this is. And I looked it up and I found it. When they're leaving the Threefold Land, in I want to say the Shadow Rising, they come across the freaking world headquarters of the World Health Organization. Remember when they find the large structure with the huge caduceus on it?
Oh yeah.
You could, like I found the damn thing online. It's like I mean it seems a little different than how he described it, but basically I think that's what he was going for. And I remember when I read that when
a similar building,
I was like, what the fuck is this place? What is the world? Right? You know?
That's my favorite part about the Wheel of Time is when I tell people, oh no, it's post-apocalyptic future Earth.
Now reverse, since you are a new reader, have you come across the story that Tom tells in the beginning? And it's somewhere online, how it's all the stories of our time, that those are the characters. Okay, I just want to make sure you had, because I've had so many arguments with people online telling me that this is not Earth. And I'm like, but he said it.
And the funny thing is, I actually recognized a lot of the stuff there, but I still didn't put it together.
Yeah.
Well, I realized that it was like, I think at that point I realized that it might be like referencing our world, but I don't think I quite put it together that it was our world.
It was our world, yes.
But yeah, and then I went back after the revelation that no, this is definitely Earth, and looked at those things again, because then you could like start seeing oh, he's talking about the war between Russia and the war. He's talking about the Cold War.
And the good Queen Alsbeth.
Or whatever, right? Yeah, you know, and all these other things.
Keep
reading though. Keep
reading.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. Like, for one thing, I want to know what the hell the big steel building is that has no windows. I'm like, you can't mention that, Jordan, and not ever come back to that. I know.
So here's the thing:
skyscraper that has no windows.
Just about everything Jordan mentions, he comes back to. Sometimes you think it's a new thing because it was so far.
Yeah,
but
you're not wrong.
He does a very good job of foreshadowing. The best, but I will say, you need to do a reread. Like, read it all the way through.
That's what we're doing in the book club. This is where we're at right now. We're almost we're in the last section of the Eye of the World. Our last bit.
But this is what I'm telling you. There are things in books that you haven't read yet that there is foreshadowing in the books you have already read. So once you have read the whole series, you got to go back and do a reread, because
I've learned that if he mentions anything that I need to pay attention to it.
But here's the thing: I'm telling you, there is like glaring things that in many rereads I did not catch until somebody pointed out to me. Tom, we're gonna move from this picture.
In here, and I
well, I was waiting so that we could keep going. All right.
Yes, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The detail on her head dress is amazing.
It is.
And Moraine is so stressed out. She's so stressed out.
But one of my favorite things about watching her this season is seeing Moraine completely out of without control over anything.
Yeah, completely out of place.
Disheveled.
But she's got no power politically or with the one power right now. She just does not know what the fuck to do. It's dark. Yeah, I could be a nice little dom couple with Lanfear.
I like look past Moraine for a second. Like, just look at the set.
Yeah.
Like, it's so awesome. Oh my god, I want to live there.
They found a place that had a lot of this already, because this would have been a shit ton of work to build.
They built Kyrian. They built it.
But
it's a full set,
right?
Oh well, for external, but a lot of the internal stuff too.
Wow.
We had people. One of the Dragonmount team members, who shall remain nameless at this point, until we post the stuff online, went to the sets and saw them. They are awesome.
Cool.
Yeah,
there's a lot of really great detail in that.
Oh yeah, here's our thumbnail image. Actually, the thumbnail image has like her eye is like, because I thought that was funny.
Oh my god, I just realized I can make this full screen. I'm such an idiot.
You're like looking at the tiny little screen.
Yes, I'm sitting there like, man, I wish I could see more of the details and stuff. I was like, oh wait, I can make this full screen.
Yeah. All right. There we go. That's when this is Min's first questioning of if she's going to do it or not. Well, I guess back in the dream it was, but yeah.
Yeah, but she looks so distressed.
I really love this
I did love this scene, yeah.
Yeah. This was a great shot. This is when this is out of place a little bit, but this is when they're watching Rima fight the Suldam and the Damane.
I'm gonna have to come to you for these high res images for my thumbnails, man. Because Amazon won't give me access to anything.
Well, some of these are from the Amazon press site, and some of them are just screenshots that I took, and then
Tom is really good at this. This has become his skill set, and I am so amazed because he didn't take a class. He's just been doing it.
I've just been getting it wrong. Just been getting it wrong and then get it right occasionally.
I was going to say getting it wrong is
right now.
Getting it wrong is the only way to get it right. So
this is one of Amazon's. Right? This is one of Amazon's press website shots, and like most of them are just screenshots that I took. Like this is just a screenshot that I took.
I can tell you can see the film grain on the ones from Amazon.
Yeah, So I love this actor, and I'm sad that we're not going to see him anymore.
Yeah.
I thought he was cool, and I liked his voice a lot, but
man, save him off.
Yeah. We might see him again, but under prosthetics.
Yep. Fair enough.
May I also say how fun I thought it was that Guy Roberts got to basically be ordered to be killed essentially by his wife.
Yeah. I thought that was hilarious. Yeah.
It's like the only thing that outdoes that for me is Farscape, which is just like,
oh my God, Farscape.
Ben Browder's wife plays a major antagonist who essentially wants her husband's character killed in every season.
Yeah.
I mean, they do something in every season.
That's accurate.
They do something every season.
That is
leave that here.
Don't fuck with me, bitch. Look right there.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, and like, bitch, did you really? That's the look. Yeah. They're mixing white and black in her.
Yeah,
outfit.
it's silvery. Yeah, it's shiny too.
Okay.
It's actually shiny. I didn't even notice that until because we were talking about it before.
Man,
I still wish we got his ears. I still wish we had his ears.
Yeah, I'll admit I wish we had the ears. I'm glad
we'll get them from the others. We'll get them from the others. I think we're gonna because it's so.
I think they're being hidden by the hair.
Well,
right,
no, he's got to. At least Aerith has to have ears when we have to
that
see them
true.
because he has to talk about them.
Just
right.
no
Also,
eyebrows. I'm glad we didn't get the freaking hanging braided eyebrows.
The bushy eyebrows.
Literally ridiculous.
I'm gonna assume.
Loyal is pissed. I'm sorry. I just don't want Loyal to ever look at me like this. Sorry.
No. But I am telling myself that he grew his hair out to hide his ears because he didn't want to scare people. And that's the story I'm going
so
with.
Good.
Oh my goodness! I just noticed that they kind of echoed the design of the Aes Sedai symbol with his belt.
Oh,
even the effect with the dragon's fang.
Okay. I can see that.
That's really cool.
That's her realizing everyone's
I didn't realize that was Suroth, though. Holy shit.
She's like, oh shit, they're liking the song. I gotta clap now.
No, we're supposed to laugh. We're supposed to laugh at it.
Oh, and one of the things I predicted is we will never hear the song, though.
Well, because it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist, yeah.
I think it does exist, and I think it's the Coca-Cola song.
There's some scarring too.
It's going to end up being, I would like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I want to buy the world a Coke. And thousands of years, the Aiel have been wondering why the fuck the word Coke is in there and what the hell a Coke is.
And then a polar bear will come out.
Yeah, exactly. A polar bear will come out and wave its arms, and there'll be world peace.
And here's more. So these are high blood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
These are
she would only have high blood.
But here we go with facial scarring again.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, does that?
I'm loving the eye makeup though.
Is because Sul'Dam would never be of the blood, right?
No. But she also has full hair. She has full hair.
Yeah, she has all her hair.
They shave off some amount of
part.
Hair. I'm wondering, what level of social status is indicated by the scarification? You know what I mean?
Yeah, me too. So let me go back. Let me go back to. So she's only got a couple of scars.
Right. And none on her face, just on the sides of her
head. I mean, it could be whether you were like born of the blood or if you were raised to the blood. Because you can be raised to the blood and nobody else in your family be of the blood. So maybe it's more like I can't think of the word, but more like showing your heritage. Like, or if you're the first in your family to be of the blood, as opposed to how many generations your family has been of the blood.
I love the fact, though, that because I'm hoping that we won't get all the aspects of their culture explained.
Well, we can't. We can't. They've got to remain. They've got to remain mysterious.
Plus, nobody walks around just explaining shit from their culture for no reason, right? So it's like,
So I will say. The few times we have gotten it so far this season, it has fit very well. When Avienda was talking to parents, it's made sense, right?
Yeah.
It all seemed very natural.
They've made
I appreciate that.
Moment where it would be, where it would be perfectly normal for someone to tell.
Right. So, and it may be that we get some more as we go later. We may get more information from like Sul'Dam or Damane. at some point. Like they may explain things.
Yeah. And how fun was it watching her lip off to Ishii a couple episodes ago? I thought that was funny.
I grabbed an image of Turok that I had from another thing.
Is it the one where he's like standing and like just like with all his full regalia?
But I just wanted to grab his. Well, I mean, he's wearing his stuff, but he's sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to check out his scars. So he's first of all, he's got a fully shaved head.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's like really higher than Surath.
And he's got no eyebrows too, so like even more high up.
This scar on his nose looks like the scar that's on Surath's cheek. I'll pull that up again in a second, but I want to remember that.
I am going to go out on a limb and say maybe they have made him a blood relative of the Empress.
Of Tuon,
if we stick with the skin color theme, so maybe he is of the blood of the royal family.
He's actually of the blood. Okay, yeah.
Right.
I can see that.
Right.
He looks fucking awesome. His whole
shit.
I can't wait to see him fight. I cannot wait to see him fight.
And I am really just fascinated.
With those nails is someone.
So that's the thing.
Like seriously.
But the earrings that go inside the ears, I am just fascinated by that. Like I want to know who made that choice. Like, you know, it'd be really weird if they had earrings that just sat in their ear as opposed to them being on the outside.
Also, I think I know what those are for. Because
it does kind of look like it. There's that scar again.
I think it's how they communicate with their voice.
I thought they were just using hand symbols because when they first came in, Surath was doing things with her fingers and then
with
her
voice
fingers, would speak. Yeah, like with the nails and everything. Because from what I can tell, we don't know what kind of technology they have, but I don't think that type. It could be, but I don't think
it could be a Terangrio.
It could be. So it could be, which would just be even like it's gonna mess them all up.
Mm-hmm.
I did love this part where she was kind of like, but so here's the thing, was that really Ishii or did she put a fake Ishii in there to help gain Rand's trust? Like,
was this all just staged?
A plan. Yeah, was it all staged?
I think it was planned regardless of whether it was actually Ishii or not. It was all
right. No, that was definitely a chess move being played.
Mm-hmm. So I will say that if it really was Ishii, it 100% had to be planned because he would not.
There's no way. Yeah.
the temple.
The temple.
Let's count the statues. How many statues we got?
What I wanted to say is that
3, 4,
having
5,
a temple, because comparative religion was what I studied. So so this is getting into my wheelhouse a bit, but
8.
Having a temple to the Forsaken doesn't necessarily mean that the people who built it or worshipped here actually adhere to the dark. There's like this weird phenomenon you see in religion a lot of times where the people will kind of have more totems and everything for the thing they fear from their religion than the
Maxim has.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Like with the warders who had
not Maxim, Stepan.
Yeah, who had figurines of the Forsaken. This could have been a place where people went to pray to the Creator for protection from the Forsaken. You know what I mean?
Elfwich, I think. That's a good point. I think that's just a cultural thing. Like, I think those are purposeful because they're the same.
Mm.
But I think Elfwich is saying, like, with the Shan-Chan, like, we know he's not from there. But is the scarring maybe something that was taken to Shaw? You know what I mean? Like, there's something that they had been doing in the Westlands, and that is one of the things that they took it just to the extreme. You know what I mean?
Because Hawkwing's empire was massive, right? So like, it was
right. So it originated here, and they just ran with it over there because there was chaos, and they needed to show some kind of hierarchy and that type of thing, and they just went with that.
Yeah.
You know,
and so I wasn't sure, and I just looked it up. He doesn't have a nationality in the books. Like, we don't know what nationality he is in the books. So
interesting.
All right. But there's 8 statues there.
There is 8 statues. I'm also is this
fucking broken?
Is it broken or is this just Samael?
Sure, that's
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot there.
That's Sammy.
Like really tiny.
They did my boy Samael wrong. They made him tiny as fuck. Such an itty bitty man.
So, do y'all know? I usually
confirmed.
Yeah, I usually don't like mixing actors from different fantasy series, but please let it be him because I love him.
I just love. I love watching him get to play the like larger than life kind of like crazy role.
Yes,
he doesn't get to do it all that often. And
yes,
so it's just really fun to see him let loose like that.
No.
Yeah,
that
would be crazy to see him as Samael. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be the only one I would campaign for. Like any other.
This is the small statue, and it doesn't look broken.
Yeah,
like
because it's Sammy.
Yeah.
That is Sammy.
Sammy. Oh man! Speaking of Sammy, freaking Lanfear calling Ishamael Ishi. That was awesome. I can't believe I didn't mention that before.
That was for us.
That was just for us.
The eardrums at that moment because I literally screamed. I freaking screamed when that happened. I was like, "Oh my god!"
That was Sarah. I would bet money that was Sarah.
Or I mean, yes, probably. But or Rafe. Rafe has been a fan since he was a kid.
He has, but Sarah is so deep into the fandom, right? I feel like Sarah would be like, you know what we should do? We should have her call him Ishi.
Ishi.
And I feel like Rafe would have been like, that is brilliant. I didn't know other people did that.
I need to try to remove these. I need to try to remove this this text from this image just so I can have this because this is the perfect frustrated Maureen picture. Like I need to make a meme out of this.
Yes. So I will say, and I think I said it last episode, I love the fact that the writing is not in English because Robert Jordan told us, I think at one book signing, somebody asked him what language did the world speak, and he says, well, they speak New Tongue. But I am translating it for you to English.
Yeah.
So the fact that yes, that it's not our letters. I really like that little detail. That of course,
me too.
If you're not a book reader, you might not necessarily know that. But for me, it made me happy. I was like, oh, see, they know the books.
So who else thought the sandwich was poisoned?
A little bit.
I considered it.
A little bit. This face to me does not say innocence, by the way.
No, it doesn't. It says someone trying to look innocent.
Yeah.
This was the scene that convinced me. This sweet little innocent look on his face. He may as well have had his hands like this.
Yeah. I have to get actor because they're doing person who with nefarious motives trying as hard as they can not to let those motives be seen very well, and that's like a difficult thing to actually convey. You know?
Yes.
Really he's doing it good.
And when he comes out of that room, he says to his mother, "I tried. It didn't work." Yeah. But we have no idea.
I was like,
right? Like, was he just trying to get his aunt to eat, and was his mom encouraging him because he loved his aunt so much and like giving her a chance, or were they trying to kill this woman? Like, and I just love him.
Is he trying to go?
Yeah. Well, he's playing Stones, but yeah, it's basically Go.
Yeah. So, but Stones, I just love him so much.
Stones has popped up a couple of times in the books by book 5, but it is basically Go. It is basically Go. It's a little different, but it's basically Go.
Good.
I just want to so like look at his face here. This is Maureen hasn't come back to give me my knife. Rand hasn't been back in a few days. I'm useless. I don't get to be the Dragon Reborn. I can't channel anymore. I'm stuck here. I have nothing to do. Oh yeah, he's back. Like his face is completely different.
Yep.
Yeah.
Purpose.
Yep. He has a purpose.
Yep. Glorious purpose. Oh, and I just really loved this one too. Just
he looks like he's gonna cry.
Yeah, and he's so surprised too.
This moment 100% sold me on Donald.
100%.
Yeah.
This whole scene.
That face is just.
Oh man! So this just reminded me of something. This guy on this wall right here. Earlier in the episode, we get Rima giving the the girls elderberry wine. Did anyone else think this, or was it just me? Hold on.
Father was a hamster, and your father smelt of elderberries.
It was just you, Tom.
I love that scene. That is such a great scene.
Okay.
Why do you think I have this outrageous accent?
I spit on you. That's all I thought was when I saw when she said elderberry. I was like, oh well, that's happening now.
That face.
Yeah, so good. Oh man, he's so good. I'm so happy. I'm so happy with this casting. Donal has been fantastic.
Yeah, he really has.
And he and this is when Rand. This is right when I took this screenshot. This is hey brother Zach. This is right when Rand told him that he told everyone that he left and had Moiraine told everyone that he was dead. This is his face that he made right when he said that.
I wonder if he's also thinking back to the fact that he promised to kill him if he could channel.
Yeah. That's true. So I'm glad they've already started establishing. Good night, Chris. See you later.
Bye, Chris.
The Elaine tinkering with things and Terangrial stuff. Like I'm glad they've already established that. Yeah.
But they have also established. I don't remember when this happens, Reverse, but it's not a major spoiler or anything. But Nynaeve does seem to have that talent for being able to kind of read, to feel the feelings of the Terangrial, because when she's in the museum, I don't remember when that happens, but she picks it up and she's like,
wait
later.
Right. But she does seem to be able to get feelings from Terangrial.
I mean, the fact that you understand the purpose, I guess.
Right.
How she can identify them. From D&D players.
Right.
I think there are some hints to that in the books I've already read. I think.
Okay. I don't remember when it happens. The thing that they keep doing.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, that's definitely scarification.
Yeah. The thing that Ishii does though, where he's it's like a jump scene, like you see her, and he just moves slightly, but it's like a stutter almost. I don't like that.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
You're not supposed to.
I saw it as a glitch, and I think it's either meant to represent that he's not as skilled in Tel'aran'rhiod as Lanfear is, or it's meant to represent characters who have some level of control over their dreams and they're resisting them on some level. And I haven't decided which.
That's a really good cast. That's a really good cast, though. Oh man.
Supernatural.
So Reverse
Crowley.
What I am hoping.
Fuck. He's just great anyway. So yeah,
he is. I do love him. But I don't know if the show is going to address the fact that Ishii kept slipping out of his prison and then would be pulled back in. Right. And I wonder if that has something to do with that little stutter. Like, I know he's out and he freed Lanfear.
Yeah.
Kind of like maybe.
So maybe maybe. But I think
he's just doing that to be creepy.
Men out. Yeah, I think he's doing it to freak men out.
It would be funny if he actually is doing it deliberately, because
he didn't do it in the scene. Well, he didn't do it in the scene with him and Lanfear. When him and Lanfear were in the dreams together.
But he does it with men every time.
Yeah. The implication there, though, was that Lanfear was in control of that dream. Because he did ask her specifically, he's like, Lanfear, are you messing with me in my dreams again?
This face of so is this
pure joy?
But it's also her feeling
complete.
But also she's feeling Egwene's strength. Yeah. She's feeling Egwene's strength for the first time.
Like, I'm getting my face colored in, is what she's thinking.
Yep.
Like, this is the one
of the greatest dog of all time.
Yeah, one of the next time we see her, one half of her face is going to be entirely blue color, like this.
Yeah, it's like, I've been waiting to find the one that was going to get me up to the next level. This is her.
Look at her looking at her. Look at her looking at her.
The scarification was fresh. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like when we first saw it, and you can actually see there. I have to just take a quick moment just to give amazing props to the freaking makeup team, because you can literally see it healing during the scenes. I mean, not during them, you know what I mean? But like from scene to scene, you can see that, like when we first see her come in, it's really fresh. The bright red. Some of them even look like they might have recently bled. and then over time you can see them healing up, you know. And I just think that's amazing attention to detail, and it gives us some clues as to how as to how they are showing their rank or status as Sildon. So like she's just been given her first Damane, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
Matt did not think Rand was dead because that happened in Faldara, and Matt didn't go to Faldara.
Right. He just assumed that they were split up for whatever.
He originally thought that the others were there with him because he had that moment.
Right. He asked where they were.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, I understand it. I understand.
I do.
Oh yeah, this was just another great. I love all these.
He was ready to go. He was ready to go.
Somebody up.
So y'all not messing with me. I am on a mission.
Yeah, Lan's lucky he didn't just die right away.
Seriously, I was surprised at her restraint that she didn't just unload the minute.
Yes.
Well, you know what?
Opened, yeah.
She's the Amerlin for a reason.
And here's
this whole outfit.
So this shot, this is actually a screenshot I took, and not the image that they shared with us 5 months ago, and which is this exact image. So now we know that this is kind of.
Do you have the 4K streaming? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And you screen cap it from a 4K.
Yeah.
Screen. Yeah, because it is very good.
I appreciate you. So this is one of Amazon's pictures.
Look at the detail on that thing.
I know. Her closet, she's like the Pope, man. She's
yeah. She is the
Pope. Which makes me wonder, like,
okay, so
do they just keep the clothes? Oh, go ahead. Oh, that's who we saw.
There she is.
Dang it.
Yep.
That's the person you thought was Min?
Yeah, so here, I think I have it.
Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, and we thought maybe that was Min.
Episode 1. We thought maybe this was Min hiding, watching the Aes Sedai for Leandrin, but this is from episode 1.
I had a dumb thought, and another character who I really shouldn't know exists yet, but you know how it is. The night is dark and full of spoilers. But I just had the dumbest thought that, hey, it's secretly like Amaterasu or whatever, like hanging out.
That's good. That's good. That really. Hold on, I gotta go back. It does. It does look like
fish. It does. It turns the way it turns is like a school of fish because they all turn together.
It's supposed to be like fillet knives too, or our British friends would say fillet knives.
Fillet knives, yeah. Fillet. All right, let's go back. All right, so here we are. So not Min.
Nope.
And then we'll go past that again. Do we think? Yeah, so and then we have this. We never really get a good shot of this Aes Sedai. Let me see if we get one. Oh, there we go. Actually, it's not bad right here. Let me go back to the big image. There we go.
Okay, I'm sorry, but that's so adorable how she's got her legs crossed there at the ankles.
She is adorable.
She really is adorable.
But this seems like a very, very Liberian thing to do, right?
Yeah.
Very proper.
Yeah.
Oh,
then, all right.
So
go ahead.
Masana.
Okay. What about?
I think that Masana is already in the show.
Okay. Go on.
I mean, okay.
And I believe that Masana is currently in this picture.
This one right here?
Hmm?
This one right here or the big one?
This one, this picture. I believe Masana is in this picture.
Okay.
Is it this one?
Nope. I think they're going to. I think they're going to keep that she's masquerading as a brown.
Oh, you think? Oh. You think my girl? You think Jessica is Masana?
I think it's either Jessica or it's Varen, because again, you like to pull things together and have them do two things or more.
Okay.
If you're streamlining stuff, you know what I mean. So I think that it's either going to be
Daniel.
to be. See, writer brain. I like to try to bring it in. Sometimes it's useful, But like,
there's.
It's just that's what I would do if I were trying to streamline this story. I would make one of them Masana.
Okay. So we also have Joya by her is right here. So and you pointed her out, but there's also an unnamed blue here.
Mm-hmm.
And an unnamed white right here.
Yep, and there's a yellow.
And then the yellow, yeah. I mean, she's obvious, but the white and the blue are they're hiding a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh,
also, I think this confirms, because I think we kind of mentioned that maybe the warders would wear their warder cloaks, like their color shifting cloaks. Light, Blind, and Fool, we're going with book 5. We're going to go with book 5 because Reverse has not read past book 5.
And thank you so much for asking. I appreciate that.
Yes, he is. Even though he is a light blinded fool, he's still good people.
He has a little bit of home training.
Yeah.
Can I say also how fun it is that in that picture that Alana and her warders appear to be making out in public?
That look over the shoulder. That look.
Yeah, they're
like you're poking me, dude. Back up.
Oh, I guess the Hammerlin's coming. We got to stop now.
Yeah. They literally look like they're making out pretty much like all the time. It's hilarious.
So you think this is Masana, my girl Yasuka?
I think that it's either her or Varen. Yeah.
Oh man, that's rough. I don't want to. And there's Varen right there. I really hope it's not Yasuka, to be perfectly honest. Okay, so here's where I numbered them: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You gotta sing it like Sesame Street.
I was about to say it. I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, you gotta
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, I can't sing. And then there's our 2, and then a hidden one.
Ooh.
Yeah, there was one sneaking off in the background over here.
I wonder what Aja that person is.
It's probably white based off of everyone else's crap, but I guess she could be gray.
She could be anything. Well, I mean, yeah.
So.
Well, every other Aes Sedai is wearing their colors: gray, white, green.
Yeah, and that's what they do, especially when they're out traveling with the Amerlin, right?
Yeah.
Like,
this is a formal occasion. Well, it's a formal occasion.
Yeah.
It's a formal occasion. So.
I wonder if they're going to give us the color shifting cloaks, but in this turning
Joya Bayer,
a more obvious piece of technology where you kind of have to activate it.
Nah, yeah. Joy, she's talking to Joya.
I love that they made Joya bald. I love that they are giving us so much diversity, showing us how different Aes Sedai can be.
Yeah, that they come from all different parts.
Look at this face. Look at this face. She's like, bitch. Look at it.
Like, are you forgetting who you're talking to right now?
Yeah.
Y'all want to know how many times I make that face at work?
Oh God, it's with my kids. I make that numerous times a day.
So here's the thing: I've given up with Avienda because she makes the face right back at me.
Yeah. She's like
priceless. Her face is like, if you don't stop talking to her.
Yes, seriously.
So I can put this down, man.
This train ways.
That would be me. Daniel, I was just counting the Aes Sedai because they had mentioned that there was 14 Aes Sedai, so I was counting.
But yeah, no, that is the face of a woman who is like, today was not the day. I am not.
Nice.
You're right. About 47.
About 47.
But yeah.
I thought she looked really good here too, so I just.
Yeah.
She is tall as fuck too.
As she should be.
Always looks like an actual model.
Yeah.
It's like with The Expanse. No one needed to tell me that Frankie was a model. Like I knew immediately. I was like, "Yep, this woman is clearly a model."
The different, you know what else is really cool? The stark differences in, like clothing and accessories. Like even like Rima's accessories here are so different than everyone else's, and her clothes. And then we'll just go back for a sec. Like so different. Like all of the Aes Sedai's dresses, like obviously forget about the Amerlin because she's but Leandrin, like the cut of her dress, and then like here, like this Red Sister, very different. Like it's just I really like the way they do that.
Yeah, like just really showcasing how they all come from
different backgrounds.
Yeah.
But what I like is none of them at this point we haven't seen two people that look alike wearing the same type of clothing.
Yes.
Implying that we're not even talking about Jerry.
I guess so. She's the highest ranking. I mean, minus the sitters, but she's the mistresses of novices. She's the next person below, I guess.
In fairness, though, like Blinded Fool, she had help losing those novices.
That's fair. That's fair.
Oh, poor baby.
Oh.
Poor egg.
Yeah, I could see that. I could still kind of see that. You know how you said the scar is kind of reminiscent of his thing.
Of
which
that
we'll
blade.
Get.
Yeah. I loved that wink. I loved that wink.
So good.
You can really
and this scene too. Look at his face. Like, oh, you know what?
Scene really showcased why
he's got some scarification too.
Oh yeah.
Yes, See, I am thinking that is something they were doing over in the Westlands that got taken back, that got taken to Shan-Chan, and then they just blew up with it.
Mm-hmm.
So they took it too far, like everything else.
Like everything else, dramatic.
Yeah, Aaron Spirit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then maybe even like down here, this could just be more yellow, but it looks like it might be a little bit of fire. I don't know.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, it's hard to tell because of her outfit.
Yeah.
Them going to watch. Not really much going on here, but like you could tell this is a Yellow's house. Look at all the herbs everywhere.
Yes.
Just everywhere herbs.
Because like, what is it? Like Yellows when they're away from the tower often like to just sort of blend in as the local like wise woman.
As the local medicine woman, wisdom, whatever. Yeah. And I would assume a lot of Yellows probably had an interest in healing before they started.
Are those rings going to make it back to the tower, or are they?
I don't think they are.
These are the rings that they'll use to impersonate Aes Sedai.
I think
I think they are.
They somehow managed to get rings that all match their future Ajas.
Yeah, he's definitely got scarification here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a cool detail.
Yeah, I love her clothes too. Like, look at her clothes; very different. What does she got on there? Are those like
Paisley? That is a Paisley
pattern. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know.
Interesting how much red she incorporates into her outfit as well, considering she's yellow.
Yeah.
See if it's more like earthy. Earthier color.
Yeah. Oh, look. She's got
the stars, but
So that must
but
be
now she's got the tattoo though, so
clarification, and then the tattoo added later.
Same hair is Rena too.
Well, yeah, because I am guessing that's part of the uniform.
Yeah.
And
but
over here pointing people out.
I know at some point we were talking about. Oh, I don't know if I can mention her. Never mind.
Yeah. That guy's tall as hell. Look how tall he is compared to the rest of those.
I love
maybe the girl's just short.
No,
she's
but
tiny,
the other two.
I know.
Well, we don't know what's because there are stairs too, so like we don't know what elevation.
Her face.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a woman who's seriously about to just pack your shit in.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here you go.
Just those eyes.
Oh, God, that's rough.
There are 4 lights.
And there she is. This is the best I could do with this image, by the way. It was very dark, this image, but...
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, seriously, that would, like, even back when I lifted on a regular basis, it would have been difficult to pick a woman like Egwene up with one arm.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, goodness.
That's a rough image. I won't say that wrong. But that's her face right after it happened.
Mm-hmm.
This whole battle...
Because she also felt it, right? She felt it to some degree.
Yeah, he died. I mean, that was her warder, and he died. Aes Sedai feel that, too.
But
they
like
feel
they,
the same.
The pain of the wound. Like she
the wound is what I was talking about. Is the actual wound. She would have felt that, too.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't quite dead yet. Yeah.
Like I liked the bit earlier too when she shielded him from the incoming blast,
Mm-hmm.
which I did not interpret correctly when I watched it the first time, because like I thought he got hit and I didn't realize that she'd actually protected him from it, which was a really cool thing to see later. But this whole fight sequence really underscored exactly why Arthur Hawkwing was so freaking scared of the Aes Sedai without the oaths, because like if she wasn't bound by the oaths, the Shan-Chan would have had an extremely bad day that day.
Right, because, I mean, she essentially had to wait for them to try to attack her or him before she could do anything, which is why she had to go down into the street, right?
Yeah.
I mean, she could have just sent him and then attacked from up on high, but...
But that also would have encouraged them to come into the house and search it.
Right.
Oh, there's a good shot. Right. This is determination face at the end of the end there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a little tiny part of her that is still her own, and she's going to try to hold on to that.
So she is going to, because she's like, nope.
But you're right, though, when you mentioned earlier that she's compartmentalizing, because that's the only way she's going to make it through this. It's like
that's right. That is the only. I mean, anybody who's been through any kind of trauma knows there was a point in time in your life where you put that away so you could function, so you could do what it is you needed to do. Now it's important to come back and unpack it.
Yep.
Because if
you know what's not fun when you forget it and then just suddenly remember it at random points.
Which is why you can't. It is necessary to put it away for that time, but you cannot let it stay put away for too long. Do whatever it is you need to do to get yourself away from that trauma as best you can. But then you have to go. You got to revisit it. Go with a professional. With a professional.
Yep. Hold on. I gotta flex a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm not gonna pronounce it right, but it's Eladrin I Alon I Carlon. I think it's the Queen of Manetherin. Who was an Aes Sedai. That's who he's talking about. So when the king or her warder dies, she like goes crazy and like rips and kills like the whole Trolloc army. Yeah.
Which it's a shame that it took that to do it. If she had that kind of power, I mean, and she burned herself out and everything. But some sacrifices have to be made. If she could have weaponized that earlier, she could have saved a lot of her people.
Yeah. Well, I think she killed a lot of her people.
She did. She killed everybody. She killed everybody who had not already evacuated.
Fair.
Like even the ground, like even the plants and everything.
Yeah.
Gone.
And established a point of reference for the feat of the ladies who linked themselves together at the end of last season. Because that it annoyed the hell out of me, the argument that they should not have been able to do that. Really just people trying to say women shouldn't be that strong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like,
I know when they linked.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay. I mean, now that was mostly Egwene and Nynaeve. I feel like they were drawing mostly their power because they are so strong.
Level Aes Sedai on the battlefield with you, basically. Yeah.
Did you not watch Alana and like 4 other Aes Sedai tear apart like hundreds
a whole army.
Dragonsworn? Yeah.
It's amazing how much justification people can come up with for just like when they don't want to see something. That's really
misogyny and racism and stupidity.
Yeah. People were butthurt that Rand lost his Chad moment. That's all that was, But I personally was really happy that they resolved his arc the way they did. And I don't know how much of that was planned and how much of it was because of COVID. But I like the fact that his battle ended up being this quiet choice. It echoed the Arches too. Like he literally had the exact same thing that Nynaeve had to go through. For here's your perfect life. Do you want to give up everything and keep it, or do you want to make the hard choice and go back and fight? And I love that. I did not mind him not having the huge epic calling lightning from the sky and destroying everything moment. And especially because one of the things I think a lot of stories forget is power scaling. Power scaling should always go one direction. You start. That's one of the reasons why I'm glad they didn't start with the prologue. I know everybody wanted to see that, but
it didn't make sense to do it yet.
Yeah, because if you start there, everything after that is going to be compared to Luz freaking Theron literally breaking the world.
Like the first time I read it, I was so confused because then they don't mention them again, and I'm like, isn't this misprint? Like, does this belong with this book?
Yeah, so we will see that, but I think it'll be. I think we won't actually see that moment until season 3. Because I think
it might be the cold open for the first episode of season 3, maybe
the first episode. Because I think, and again, this is just me thinking of how I would write it, but like I would use it to juxtapose Rand's descent into not being able to differentiate his lives, because I want them to kind of start bringing Luz in more and more as sort of like lead through, and I think they've also mentioned that they managed to secure the actor a little bit more for season 3 and I don't think we get him at all for season 2. Though I do expect him to appear in episode 8, because I think they might also be going with a pattern thing where every 8th episode will have an Age of Legend cold open.
That would be nice.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
But as far as the comment,
were you gonna do it? Were you gonna do it?
I was just gonna say it wasn't a water bond because that didn't exist at the time. For the Manetheren King.
Yeah, it did.
How long has the war bond existed?
Yeah.
For the Manetheren King?
Yeah.
That was the war of, was that the War of Power or the Trolloc War?
It was Trolloc Wars.
Trolloc Wars.
Yeah, it's only a few hundred years before.
That's right, because they had. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. You go ahead, Tom, because apparently
I was going to say, like, when Moiraine gives her weep for Manetheren speech in the books, she specifically says Eladrin felt Aemon die. And Eladrin, or however you want to pronounce her name, was an Aes Sedai. Like,
right.
Yeah.
So
right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I had assumed that it was just because of their romance connection. You know what I mean? They just loved each other so much.
Right. But Tom is right, because sometimes I'm not the best with like how long time spans.
Listen.
So,
the wheel of time is the future past.
Yeah, exactly.
Like in my mind, I wasn't putting that together with they had figured it out already. Aes Sedai were a thing. White Tower was a thing, because we know the water bond did not exist in the Age of Legends, but this absolutely happened after the Age of Legends.
Way after,
So, right, and so that's like the timeline. I've never looked at the timeline.
But there was some sort of bond. Because I remember from when Rand was going through the columns, when he gets to the ancestor who witnessed the explosion of the Sharon, that ancestor is thinking about the fact that he's going to go ask Lanfear to transfer his bond from her to another Aes Sedai.
Was it a bond, or was it just more like ownership?
He described it as a bond.
Okay.
But I don't think we are, at least not at that point. I don't think we get a description of what the hell that means, though. So I don't know.
Yeah, but we do have Forsaken. Was it Semiraj? It was one of them that is like, it's amazing that these primitive Aes Sedai figured out something that we can't understand.
Right.
That she's like, we don't know how they even came up with this. We don't understand it. We can't undo it, because that's why she's experimenting.
Yeah,
because she's doing things to one and it's affecting the other.
Not the same thing as the water bond, anyway.
Right, and maybe it is just a different kind of bonding. I mean, for all we know, they may the way. Oh, never mind. I can't say that, but it may just be a different way.
So that's not correct. Brandon does like the show. The thing that I think that you're referencing is when he said that he didn't like that they didn't listen to him for one of the things, but the thing that they didn't listen to him for was adding Layla as a character.
Oh yeah,
right. You know, he is definitely a fan of the show.
I remember
he is. Harriet is. Maria is.
I mean, they said it to us in our 11-hour live stream that we did.
Yeah.
I think Layla was a dark friend. I think the show has been giving us so many hints that she was a dark friend.
I thought so too, but like we can only trust Rafe and the actress, I guess, so far. But they did in a Twitter AMA. They both said that she wasn't a dark friend.
Oh, I can tell you right now, that's bullshit.
Okay.
No, listen to me. I'm not saying that it means that she was. All I'm saying is that if he told you that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no way he's telling you he's gonna reveal it if it is true. You know what I mean? Like not something they're gonna
because right when he kills her, she's got the freaking over her head. Yeah,
she's going
so
100% convinced. I was 100% convinced.
With everybody who's upset about Layla being in there, yes, he should be.
I see what you did there.
So if you remember, there's a point where Layla is a character. It is the character in the book that he thought he would have married before he went off on his adventure.
Right.
That's the only time she's mentioned. That's it.
Also,
it is.
On Egwene is in the books too.
The what now?
I said Perrin's crush on Egwene is in the books too. So the show did not invent that weird tension between him and Rand about Egwene. That's in the book. it just never went that far because Perrin basically backed off because he realized that Rand was into Egwene as well.
Okay.
But we found that when we were doing our reread of Eye of the Wolves right there.
Whatchamacall, Daniel, it's Shadow Rising.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Daniel, I can't help you on that, but it is when he goes back because she's standing with her husband and a baby, and it is almost like a throwaway thought where Perrin says he'd always thought he was gonna court and marry her.
Mm-hmm.
Before I was gonna say before we get too late because it is like 20.
Got it, y'all.
I know.
I
know Ebony's gonna get mad when she sees what time it is.
I was gonna say, as you know, Tom, I can literally talk forever. So
I know. That's what I said something because I know Crystal and Ebony both got to get to bed. So I was
exactly. So.
Crystal's a teacher, Ebony's a mom, and so is Crystal, and she's got work.
But also, did you see how the team played on Sunday? It was a quiet day in the office today.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be quiet tomorrow when all the players are back. I work for the Commanders, reverse.
The Washington Commanders, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I kept hearing the pattern of speech I grew up around. You're a fellow Washingtonian.
No, so here's what it is. I am actually from the Eastern Shore of Maryland.
Okay.
My husband joined the Air Force. And then we went to Biloxi, Mississippi. And then we went back to Laurel, Maryland. And then we went to New Mexico. And then we went to Ohio. And now we're in Northern Virginia. So I don't... At every place I've been, they have told me, every time we were in the South, you sound like you're from up north. Every time we come back, you sound like you're from down south. How about I just sound like Ebony?
That's one of the ways you know you're from the DC area, though, is if you go north or south, you sound like the other one, too, the people
you sound like the other, because I'm from the old line state.
So, at the risk of opening myself up to crazy stalkers, if I even have anybody that dedicated to me yet, I am also in Northern Virginia.
Are you?
I'm from DC.
All right.
Yeah, born and raised. I used to go and literally read my books under Frederick Douglass's porch.
That's awesome. That's pretty awesome.
I'm under his porch, and I'd be under there while they were giving tours, reading my books.
That's pretty awesome.
That is pretty awesome.
Like yeah, so that's what I mean. Like I kept noticing the way you were talking, and I would think to myself, she sounds like from Washington.
I'm from the DMV. I am from the DMV.
Which is one of those things we can only say here and have anyone understand it. Because you say it anywhere else, they're like, what do you mean you're from the Department of Motor Vehicles? It's like, no, it's a place.
It really...
You also get upset when people describe it as Delmarva, as if Delaware is part of the
because I grew up on the Eastern Shore of Maryland, I know for Delmarva is absolutely different. Because I grew up in Delmarva, but now I live in the DMV. Because that part of Maryland I grew up in is not considered DMV.
Tom and the Queen
are part of Delmarva.
Right now.
Like,
I get it. No, listen, I'm from Long Island. I get I don't understand what you're saying, but I get it because of how people are, within New York. Like my favorite thing was I ran into somebody down here who was like, "Yeah, I'm from New York. I'm from Watertown." I'm like, "Motherfucker, that's Canada."
Yeah, that is way up there. That's like
that's north of Buffalo.
Yeah, that's upstate. Yeah. That's crazy.
But either way, I do need to go to bed because all the players are in tomorrow, and they're just gonna be sad little puppies. I know they
are. Before we go, Reverse. What's your? So you said you're getting ready to post your Andor stuff. What's the next stuff that we can see on your channel, or what's going on? You're doing the book club, so like, what do we got going on?
Yeah. So next book club meeting I think is 2 Sundays from now.
Okay.
We will be finishing.
I'm doing that.
And then after the second season is over, we're going to start up the Great Hunt.
So that would be the 11th. That would be the 11th of October?
I believe so. Yeah.
Or the 5th.
That sounds right. The 5th is Thursday.
I forget
the 5th is a Thursday. Yes, it is Brian's birthday, and it is also our Thursday night football. That's what I remember.
Oh no! So then it must be the 8th. It's the 8th. It's the 8th.
Yep.
It's the 8th.
Yep.
Perhaps.
But look, I don't know a lot, but I know what I know.
But that sounds like what's her name? Hanakawa from Monogatari. It's like her catchphrase. I don't know everything. I only know what I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it is the 8th. So the 8th, we're going to finish up Eye of the World. And so I have a Patreon, and so I release everything on Patreon that isn't
it's in chat.
Awesome. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
But I released it. I released stuff there early. So so Andor releases at least a week early. I'm currently working on finishing editing the entire last arc, though. So I'm probably going to have that all up by the end of the week on Patreon. Episode 9 will drop on the channel tomorrow, though, around noon. Better to know what you don't know. Absolutely. It's the beginning of wisdom. Is to know you know, it's to know you know nothing, right? But yeah, after Andor, I'm going to start a rewatch of the first 6 seasons of the Clone Wars. So basically, like the way I divide my channel up is days are themed, kind of. I've never really come right out and said it, but I think a lot of people have probably figured it out. So like Tuesdays,
you heard it here first.
Star Wars stuff. Monday is weirdly like basically my magic day, so it's usually a show that has something to do with magic. So I forget what do I have going on Monday right now. I don't know. I'm blanking on what I'm doing on Monday right now, but I'm about to do. But I'm about to do His Dark Materials. That's going to be the new Monday show. Is His Dark Materials, but I haven't started yet.
Great show.
Finishing up She-Hulk, and then I'm going to go and start going through all of the Phase 4 movies that I somehow managed to miss, because I literally missed all of them. So I'm going to go through all of those and go into Secret Invasion and all that kind of stuff.
Awesome.
I love Secret Invasion.
Me too.
I kept hearing people were upset with it. I saw an image that someone put on like one of those like takedown videos where it's like this is every reason why this thing sucks that I don't like. But it was an image of Emilia Clarke's character, who of course spoilers everywhere, so I already knew that she wasn't human, but she looked like an amalgamation of different things. So I was like, oh, Super Skrull. So I was like, why are people upset about this? Do they not know what Super Skrulls are?
So I will say that is a big issue I think Marvel has, is people who think they know comic books but maybe didn't go as deep as they needed to go, and now they're saying this isn't right. For one, I'll look it up first. The internet exists. I will happily look something up to see if it jives, because I know I don't know. See? I know that.
Yeah, there's a lot of more recent stuff that I don't know much about. But I practically learned how to read from Marvel, from X-Men and stuff, especially. So I know a lot about Marvel, at least from back in the day. But one of the things that really weirded me out. So my favorite Marvel series finale so far was She-Hulk. And so many people,
I thought it was fantastic.
It's because they didn't understand what She-Hulk was.
Nah.
Well, yeah. So
there's nothing serious about her comic books. It never has
Zero.
But yeah, no, it is absolutely people who think they know, or maybe don't even realize that there is source material for some of this stuff because it wasn't the mainstream comic book stuff. Like everybody knew who Captain America was, everybody knew who Iron Man was, so you had that expectation. But if you weren't deep into the lore, you've gotten to the point where you think they're making stuff up.
Yeah.
Right? Because I've had to ask my husband. I was like, is this something new, or was this in the comic book? Because he's like, no, it's in the comic
they
book.
pretty much haven't invented anything for the movies.
There's a whole lot of people that grew up and stopped reading comic books, and look, now you sound like an idiot online.
Also, I think Marvel's running into the problem that the Marvel universe is really fucking weird. It's really weird.
It is.
I think a lot of people don't realize just how weird it can get, especially now that we're in the multiverse stuff. The multiverse,
right? That is going to mess everybody up.
I don't.
But I can't wait to see Loki.
Frog.
Dude, honestly, I never really liked the DC and Marvel comics because of how not because of how weird they were, but because they would just often like
were they jumping the shark too often?
No, they would retcon the entire series and reboot it like all the time, and it was so frustrating.
Get annoying, and I will definitely agree with that, especially when you're dealing with like, because we got a lot of retcons recently because of the different media. So like,
right.
Because you didn't have rights to one thing, you retcon the comics to mesh with the
right.
So
Right.
that's how we ended up with Scarlet Witch no longer being Magneto's kid, because
right.
we don't
So
have rights to this, so blah blah blah. And granted, they actually managed to come up with a pretty cool way to do it in the comics, but like I still didn't like it, But like,
right. Well, so like you know what it was supposed to be. Now, like my younger kid, if she ever reads a comic book, but like my older kids, like that'll be what it always was for them, and then it'll be me and their father as old people telling them that's not how it was.
Yeah, like nobody over a younger than a certain age will ever remember a rogue who could not fly. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Bill was in Ragnarok. I have to watch that now. I fucking love.
Have you not seen Ragnarok?
Like it's just his face. It's just his face.
You haven't seen Ragnarok?
No, I haven't seen any of the phase 4.
Sir, what are you doing tomorrow? You need to take some time off from work and sit down and binge these. Ragnarok is amazing.
Everything's in my schedule. It's just I have a lot.
Take the time off. But so my oldest child does not care for Marvel stuff.
And you know what? That also was a silly complaint, because all she did was tell people what women deal with every day. You know?
But they don't want to hear it.
If you don't know that already, you don't have a woman
That's a problem.
who trust you.
But no, you're part of the problem.
Yeah.
Me too.
See, Ragnarok is great, but my daughter, who does not like Marvel stuff, she loved Ragnarok. Now, granted, she does like looking at Thor because she's her mother's child. But she also
bigger than my head, so I can
But she also loved Scarlet Witch's show. I can't think of WandaVision.
I like WandaVision
show
too.
Hurt my heart so much. So Wanda's one of my favorite characters.
Good. WandaVision was so good that my child, who hates superhero movies, loved it.
I think if you love television, also that show was just a lovely.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I loved the artistic nature of that show, where they went from the different genres of everything. Yeah, no, I thought that show was fantastic.
Plus, there was a lot to drink for us thirsty folks.
Oh, yeah,
there's a lot. I mean, I was like, I still remember when Agatha was like wearing the juicy pants. I was like, I'm gonna get in trouble watching this show.
100%. I liked her best when she was in her full Agatha the Witch regalia. But
it was fun. I can't wait for her spin-off show. That's going to be a lot of fun. But
okay.
So after that, there's also currently The Expanse. I have not forgotten. A lot of people keep thinking I forgot about The Expanse.
I loved the show. I thought it was great.
It's just that like it somehow does keep getting lost in the shuffle, but I am still doing it.
You're doing a lot of shows.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is I really bit off too much, but like I'm dedicated to doing what I said I'm going to do, even if it takes forever. So, so I'm going to do it. After The Expanse will be Foundation. I'm pretty sure
that was a good show too.
It
also got canceled.
It got really good production values. Yeah, I thought I heard recently though that it got renewed for another season after last minute. So
it might have, but that was up in the air because of the strikes and stuff. But now with the WGA maybe coming to an agreement.
Deal. I was wondering. I was really interested in that one because I'm a fan of those books as well. And I was wondering when I heard they were doing a series, the first thought I had was how. Not because it's one of those things where, you hear people say all the time, like, oh, that's unfilmable. Foundation was definitely not unfilmable, but it had a story that did not lend itself to adaptation. You know what I mean? So I thought to myself, if they're going to make an adaptation of this, they're going to have to invent a shit ton of story in order to make this work. And I immediately knew that that was going to have its own book cloaks because they were going to have to invent a ton. And when I saw the Emperor in a lot of the production promotional material, I was like, oh yeah, they had to invent a lot. Because if we have the Emperor in here, they're definitely making up some stuff,
Yeah, a character that you almost never see.
I don't mind that, but obviously it was not a excellent
Until that contract gets signed by both people, I'm not going to say the agreement is done.
Oh yeah, that's right. He just said WGA approved it. Yeah, the studios still have to approve.
They have to sign it too, because listen, as someone who dealt with union nonsense for like 15 years, until that thing is signed,
it's
not real.
I'll say this right now: labor over management any day. Like
1000%.
Like there's a reason why every now and then I put up a communist meme on my videos.
Oh no, we don't avoid politics here. Trans people are real. Women's healthcare should be a thing. Donald Trump is a piece of shit, and if you support him, I don't like you. So there you go.
Whenever I see a bunch of like just like a slate of subscribers leaving the channel, I always go and look at my
your last video,
my last watch stuff, because I'm like, okay, so which one of my videos where I say I'm an atheist did they just find? Like that, But hey, that's what it is.
It's so silly because that doesn't affect what you're doing. It does not affect.
I mean, you liked what I was doing before that. Why do I have to ascribe to your nonsense?
It's ridiculous.
They can't support people who don't agree with them 100%. That's fine. I don't mind it. I don't need everybody to love me.
I'm glad they said that. I'm very happy that they said that.
That's nice.
Which just means that SAG-AFTRA will have a contract soon.
Very soon. And honestly, these guys, they need to rope in people from the other industries too.
They have GM, all General Motors is on strike right now.
Oh well, I don't mean that, but that is good to hear though. But I mean, like for instance, the video game writers. And, who don't currently. I mean, I guess the video game writers are trying to create their own union now. I think.
Are they? Yeah, they're not WGA, right?
But they should be under the WGA to have.
They should be, yeah. Well, what they could do is what they could do is easily make their own union, and then and it's called marrying it into the WGA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just like kind of be an affiliate.
Yeah, well, like basically, so like my father was in the Local 3 in New York, which is the electricians union, but he was what they call a parimutuel worker. So like if you go to a horse race track, the guy that takes the bets behind the window, my dad did that. But that was a union. But technically, he was Local 3, which is the electricians union.
They're the ones who actually represented them.
Yeah, so like they made their own union back in the late 1800s, and they married into the electricians union, the Local 3.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Early 1900s.
That they shouldn't like try to actually look out for their own interests. It's really kind of amazing.
Yeah. But I have to.
I got a lot of stuff going on, so
no, it's good.
I mostly focus on sci-fi and fantasy, though.
Yeah, that's great. I have to plug our next show and our next guest because she's been a guest before, but since she's been a guest, she won it was in Toronto, I think this past year, was like the Masters of Cosplay award for one of her costumes.
Oh my God, did she end up being Jennifer Negri?
No. It's her name. Her stage name is Redfield. Her name is Catherine. She's one of our favorite people. This is the costume that she won with. It's Ben, aka Benjamin Franklin, the Space Marine from Warhammer 40K.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
she's amazing.
This is one of her most recent cosplays that her person posted. Also has his own full Mandalorian armor that looks vaguely Aes Sedai-ish with this little thing she got.
Yeah.
She's a huge Wheel of Time fan too. She has her own Malkiri Aes Sedai costume that I didn't grab, but
I would love to see that.
Will be a guest in the next couple of weeks. He might have came tonight, but he had something come up because he forgot that he scheduled things. Is our dear friend Rob Christensen from Weekly Wheel News. So if you've ever seen these articles pop up, these are the Weekly Wheel News articles. That's Rob Christensen. There's Rob right there.
I didn't even know this was a thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you
follow him. Yeah.
Follow him on. I'll post his link.
They're hilarious.
Oh yeah, they're so great. I love all of his things, honestly.
Holy shit!
Yeah, hold on.
Great.
Let me get his link in chat.
Yeah, no, it just
human trafficking.
I was just noticing that too. That's hilarious.
Yeah, he's got all kinds of. I mean, like he does articles like almost every week like this, and then he's definitely one of our people. Obviously, look at him. But yeah, so he might be coming next week.
Walking around in the road.
Exactly. He might be here next week or the week after. We're not sure yet, but he will be here in one of those 2 weeks as well. So,
well, I'll have to make time to tune into these now that I know they exist, because I only recently discovered you guys, as you know, and it's pretty cool, and I really enjoy you popping by the Discord, Tom, and all that stuff. So I really, this is pretty cool. It's nice. I like positive parts of fandoms.
Yeah, me too.
It's so good to find that most people in a fandom usually are pretty cool.
Yeah,
and the toxic jerks.
Yeah.
Who,
they just tend to be the loudest. They
do.
Yeah,
tend to be they're not the majority. Not at all.
The combination of pedantry and not actually knowing what you're talking about is really aggravating.
You're not wrong, even a little bit. Wrong.
How are you going to be super upset over changes from things that aren't even the way you think they happened?
So my motto at work is you either be loud or be wrong, but don't be both.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's the one.
It's fine if loud or wrong. You cannot be both. Do not be both.
Fair warning, I shamelessly steal everything. If you do or think something is good or awesome, I will steal it. So you will see it later. And if you call me out on it, I will admit it. So you don't.
You're fine. You're fine. But I have to go to bed.
Yes.
Because it's almost tomorrow.
Yes. If you haven't checked out ReverseBLT, make sure to go check his links. I will post them one final time in chat. Make sure to give him a like and a follow, and subscribe over on his YouTube. And please subscribe to our channel as well if you're not already doing it. Hit that subscribe button. Subscribe over on Twitch at the same thing as our name here. It is Dragonmount.com over on Twitch as well. We recently got affiliate. And now that I'm back in Florida from my recent foray into the cold north, I will be doing more gaming again on Twitch. So you'll be able to see some more stuff. You'll see my thirsty Dragonborn back in Baldur's Gate 3 soon.
Yeah, I was just about to ask
he's fucked like 5 different people in his thing already.
Nice.
I'm just waiting to be able to fuck the bear. I want that to happen. I want to fuck the bear.
What kind of bear?
And on that note,
an actual bear, a brown bear, and a bear, and the animal.
On that note, I'm shutting it down. Bye, guys.
Thanks so much for having me, guys. I really appreciate it. This was my very first guest appearance on anything. You guys made it awesome, and I hope maybe one day you'll have me back sometime.
For sure.
Yay!
Peace out.
Bye, guys.